welcome everyone to TJ and the Grumpy Old Man. I'm your host, TJ, and with me here, as always, is the Grumpy Old Man. They say there's no shame to his game because he's always the same.
That's me.
And with us here, also, as always, is the magnificent Son X. How are you doing this evening, Son X?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
X.
Forgot their little X. Yeah, sure. There it is. For those of you who are new to the show, welcome. This is a twice a week all sports podcast. We talk anything and everything sports. We talk NFL, NBA, college athletics, MLB, NHL, anything, world football, anything and everything sports. So if you're new to the channel, we encourage you to do a few things. We encourage you to subscribe on YouTube, to like on Facebook, and to follow on Twitter. Also to leave a little thumbs up. Apparently that helps the algorithm and gets this fun time out to the masses. But
Thumbs
for those
up, subscribe, and 5-star reviews.
5-star. 5-star.
That's right. That's right. Do the 5-star review. But yes, this show takes place every single Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's the best times to go ahead and capture and to catch on to that video, to catch on to the live stream and the podcast. But for today, we've got a lot to talk about. We've got to keep everybody current with what's going on in the NBA and NHL playoffs. We've got some NFL news, some NFL grumblings around
Grumblings or rumblings?
grumbling and rumblings,
Rumblings and grumblings.
grumblings, I believe is what they call it. The Kentucky Derby. We're going to go ahead and talk about that. There's a little bit of action on the NASCAR race this weekend. We've got also we're going to talk about Chat GPT. Grumpy, are you familiar with what that is?
It sounds like it's something stupid.
Okay, so this is going to be a fun one because Grumpy has no idea.
What's it called? Chat what?
Chat GPT. It's like AI. You know, what do you think about the AI stuff, Grumpy?
Stupid. It's made up.
Stupid. There you go.
Don't worry. We got something to talk about Chat GPT regarding baseball. Oh, Grumpy's going to be happy about that one. We'll talk about Evander Kane getting in a few punches. For a defenseless Vegas Golden Knight member. Greg Hardy. We're going to talk about his change of career path. You know, he's on a redemption arc, Grumpy Old Man.
Good for him.
About Cam Newton. You know, he happened to make news once again in Vita Blue. I figure Grumpy's probably going to want to talk about the passing of Vita Blue.
Without a doubt.
Well, let's go ahead and dive on in. You know, we talked about Cam Newton a few times this offseason, and now I don't think he's 100% wrong here on these statements. He's trying to find his way back in the NFL. You know, whether it's, hey, I like the attention, hey, I need the money, hey, I want to have another chance, whatever it is, he's trying to find his way back in. He says his chances of rejoining the NFL have been hindered. And I'm not changing, is what he said. People have hinted towards me or towards to say, like, Cam, we want you to go back to 2015, clean cut Cam. But that was a different me. Right now, where I'm at, it's about embracing who I am. Cam, you scaring people the way you look. And I would say, yo, like, not going to name names, but there are other quarterbacks in the league that don't look like me, but they got long hair. They don't scare teams, do they? So he's trying to blame.
Exactly what he's doing.
There's other quarterbacks who've had long hair before, but Cam Newton thinks now that his hairdo, his long hair is what's hindering his ability now to get a chance in the NFL.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's the fact he can't play anymore. It's probably what's hindering his ability to join the NFL again. I mean, but he always could. He could be like a custodian or something, or somebody who sells the peanuts and stuff in the stands. If you want to do that, be part of the NFL again.
I'll say this. He seems to blame everything and everyone and every outside circumstance but himself. Mm-hmm. Never blaming his inability to throw the football, never blaming his inability to complete passes. What do you think, though, Grumpy?
I just wish we had some video of the last time he played with the New England Patriots and how bad he was. Just show some tape on that. He can't throw the ball anymore.
But
Bottom line,
remember, he was back with the Carolina Panthers, and he even said to himself, he said, I'm back. I'm back. After he had a 2-yard touchdown run for a touchdown, and then I think he had a 3-yard pass for a touchdown. But he's back, by the way.
he can't throw the ball.
Agreed.
He cannot throw the ball. That's why he's not playing. He can't run like he used to, and he was never able to throw the ball. He was never completed 60% of his passes. Ever. It's not who he is. He's not a guy who throws the ball. Good athlete, great football player, not a quarterback, and certainly not now. I mean, all right, he dresses like a fool. He's always done that. That's not why he can't get a job. It's because he can't play anymore. Sorry, hate to tell you. Cannot play. This is the same guy who only wanted to be backup to certain quarterbacks, right?
Yep.
That's correct.
Same character. Guys where he could possibly compete for a job. So you'd have to have catastrophic injuries before he'd even get to play. He'd back up for those guys. People don't want you as backup.
Either guys who he could beat out for a spot or guys who went to his camp. That was it.
Oh, this guy went to the Cam Newton camp right here, so I'm interested. I'm interested in backing him up.
Maybe I can tell him, hey, remember where I got you in the league? Remember how you went to my camp and you ended up becoming a professional athlete? Yeah, I think you need to step aside and let me become the starter now.
I think you need to pay it forward. I paid it forward a while ago. Time for you to pay it forward now. Give me a few starts.
He sucks. I never thought he was a good quarterback. Ever. Even in 2000. Yeah. What was it? Oh, we won 2015 camp. Yeah, that's right. That's the year that you won the freaking MVP. I like how he says they've hinted that. So no one's actually told him that. He can't admit that he sucks and can't play anymore. That's what it sounds like to me. He cannot admit that he was a marginal quarterback at best. I don't care that he won league MVP. I don't think they played a team with a winning record in the regular season. Not one team with a winning record. And he gets MVP, and then he doesn't go for the fumble. Sorry. That says more than, to me, if I want you as my quarterback as opposed to your silly little haircut.
Is this the Cam Newton that you want to bring back, Grumpy, this morning?
Yeah, let's see what he does. Let's see his passes here. He's impressive. Da-da-da. Whoa, that's good. Tremendous. Everything was full shoulder.
Some reps in defense.
Look at this throwing motion. It's phenomenal.
Grumpy, come on, man. These are
look at that. My God. Whoa. There you go. He's perfect. Great.
Grumpy, this is the Cam Newton that we want to see back too. This is the Cam Newton that this is the taste of Cam Newton that's left in everybody's mouth. Oh,
terrible pass. Edelman's probably going, geez, I should have retired as soon as Brady left.
Don't
Why
ask
did I try to come back?
Yes,
Yep.
Mahomes
There's your backup coming in. Stidham. That's right. Sit on the bench. You probably got benched. He probably thinks he got benched because of his haircut. Whoopsie daisy.
I forgot about all these low lights. Oh man.
There, watch this one.
I remember that game.
On the way to winning a game, fumbles.
Oh, he just doesn't have the this is the last one we need to see. He just doesn't have the arm anymore because he had shitty form his entire career, and he always relied upon arm strength, and he just doesn't have the arm strength. Look at how slow.
Really bad shoulder injuries too.
Well, it's because all he did was use his shoulder when he threw the ball.
Look at how slow this ball gets here. I mean, this is just a little out route. Look how slow. It just hangs there forever and ever and ever, and thrown well behind. I mean, he just doesn't. We don't need to watch 3 minutes of the low lights. As fun as that would be, just shitting all over him. He just can't do it anymore. It has nothing to do with his hairstyle, the way he dresses, the way he he's a distraction, and teams don't like distractions. I will give him that, but he also doesn't have the talent. So it's a mixture of both.
Can we take a vote? Is the reason why he's not getting another chance because he can't throw the ball? Is it because of his haircut? Is that why he's not getting another chance? I vote no for that. X, what do you vote?
No, I couldn't care less what somebody's hair looked like.
TJ, what's your vote on that?
I vote for you guys to turn off the freaking Toronto and Florida Panthers game.
What is your vote for that?
The vote doesn't count.
It's not his hair. No.
Okay. So there you are, scientific study. It is not because of your hair, Cam Newton. It's because you're a shitty player. Sorry.
He's a distraction, and his ability to play has really slipped off.
Yes.
Exactly.
But there is some good news here. You remember that heathen Greg Hardy who beat his girlfriend up and
Had all the guns on the bed and all that stuff.
Yeah, not a good guy. He's on his redemption arc now, grumpy old man. And it's kind of good to see what he's got coming to him now. By the way, former NFL and Pro Bowl defensive end and UFC fighter Greg Hardy, who was found guilty of assaulting his girlfriend in 2014, now works for Walmart, ladies and gentlemen.
Good for him. Good for him.
I more mean it, where I'm like, it's kind of nice to see a guy who used and abused and was just didn't do the right things in his career, where it's like, okay, you saw how mighty he was. I mean, he was on Sunday all the time on TV getting huge contracts, and now he's like, I'm finding a job just as an everyday Joe.
Okay. I'm saying kudos to Greg Hardy. He's not too proud to go out and get a job doing anything. Good for you. Your career is over. You pissed away millions of dollars. You've had trouble with the law, beating women, but at least you're supporting yourself. I give you credit for that. Yay! Hit the button. I have no problem at all with. I don't know if you're trying to dump on Greg Hardy. I have no problem at all.
I thought it was kind of nice to see a guy who consistently along the way went ahead and chose wrong decision after wrong decision, and how the mighty have fallen. That's more what I was looking at this, Grumpy.
Well, you know what? Like I said, to his credit, he didn't go back into a life of crime. He has, decided he's going to support himself working at Walmart. Nothing wrong with that. I'm sure
there's nothing wrong with him working at Walmart. I just think to myself how different things were when you're making millions upon millions of dollars as a professional football player. Then it was like, you saw like where he was at the peak, Pro Bowl caliber football player. And then I remember he went to the freaking Arena League, and I was like, well, that's kind of odd. He signed that huge contract with the Dallas Cowboys. Am I thinking this right?
Yep.
Signed that huge contract with the Dallas Cowboys, and then he just continued to spiral. And then he was playing in the Arena League, and he got in trouble there again too. And then he went to UFC fighting, and then he got in trouble there and got pummeled. And then
But he didn't get in trouble there. He got beat up, but he didn't get in trouble there.
I thought he got in trouble there. I thought he got kicked off where they said we're no longer going to allow you to fight on the cards.
I remember he sucked.
My understanding.
I remember he sucked, but I don't know if he ran into like issues with other stuff like out of the ring. I know he just sucked.
Okay, let's be honest. This is probably a guy who really, and here's the thing, I don't know him from a hole in the wall, but I'm going to say probably didn't get much out of his education when he went to LSU, was it?
I don't remember where he went to college.
Okay, but he was trying to look for something in some type of athletic endeavor because that's what his strength is. And you know what? Now he's come to the realization that that's no longer an option. And he's determined to go, you know what? I'm going to work a regular 9-to-5 job. There's nothing wrong with that. Good for him.
Old Miss.
Yeah, Mississippi.
Ole Miss. Okay. Well, he got no education there.
He's drafted by the Panthers.
Yes. Good for him. I hope he's turned his life around. I hope he's learned from his past discretions. Everybody deserves a second chance. So
I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm just saying it's nice to see a guy like that get a little bit of humble pie. That's all.
Well, he's got it big time.
Yeah, that's it. And I'm happy, and I hope he's headed in the right direction as well.
With age comes wisdom sometimes.
Sure.
It reminds me of that Marcus Dupree 30 for 30 thing where Marcus Dupree was a tremendous running back at Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. And, now he just drives a garbage truck.
Yep.
I mean, that's his job now because that's what he has to do. He tried, to make it, but he let himself get out of shape and got into some other issues and just.
He played 1 year for the Lions once he came back, right?
The Rams.
And he had like over 1,000 yards. And at that time period, 1,000 yards rushing was.
I don't know if he had that many yards, but he was certainly successful there. But then they went in a different direction and he was out and that was it. To his credit, he's become an upstanding citizen. I think he lives in Mississippi also. And you know what? He has no problem at all working for a garbage truck. Good for him. It's a shame when you see a guy who's got the world to the palm of their hands, and
They
they waste it and they piss it away. It's a shame, but you can take two directions, right? You could take it down a negative path, or you can take it in a positive path. And it seems like both of these guys are taking it in positive paths, and good for them. I'm happy. I mean, I'm sure when they go to sleep at night, sometimes they think, man, I messed up.
Yep.
But at least they turn their life around, and good for them.
True. Let's look through some comments here so we're making sure we're current. Drew L said, I love how the podcast wants to talk about the effing Kentucky Derby over the NBA playoffs. Nobody cares about horse racing in America.
That is not true.
People love that stuff.
The Kentucky Derby, absolutely everyone talks about the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you heard there was some type of scramble with Tom Brady did like an introduction. And
Jesus Christ, he can't manage to
and people were coming out attacking Tom Brady of all people, because here's the thing. It was written, whatever the intro was written for him. And they had it where they had him kind of comparing himself to Secretariat, the racehorse.
He was better than the Secretariat.
Okay. And people were going after Tom Brady like somehow he wrote this. You know how Secretariat was bought? It was just like a coin flip that had Secretariat go to Penny Chenery at whatever farm that she had, and it saved the farm. And certain jockeys wouldn't work with them, certain trainers wouldn't work with the horse, so everything kind of had to come up together for Secretariat to show his talents out there and be the greatest horse race ever. And Brady said, for him, it was like when Bledsoe got hurt, he might not have had an opportunity if it wasn't for that. And he maybe had a different coach, and maybe it wouldn't have been the same, all these things. So it's everything together that turns you into being really good. And people come out attacking Brady. It's not like Brady wrote that freaking script. I'm just going to tell you, that was written by NBC Sports, and that was just the intro. No one should attack the people's champion. Don't ever attack the people's champion, ever.
Thank God that portion of the show is finally in the rearview mirror. We don't have to hear you freaking continuing to freaking drone on about freaking Tom Brady and his comparison. In case you didn't get to watch it in the Kentucky Derby yesterday, I'm going to give you the play-by-play of exactly what Tom Brady said there. Come on, Grumpy.
I feel like Grump has information about everything Tom does in his life. If he was looking for another house and you had mentioned real estate or something, boom, he'd be right. Oh, Tom's looking at this such and such house in this neighborhood.
Now, I will say that I'm not somebody who's really into horse racing, but I'm absolutely into horse racing. The only time when they have the Triple Crown races, I'm into it. And I relive the old Secretariat races and Affirmed in Alydar and Spectacular Bid and stuff like that, because I find it exciting. But that's it. It's just for 1 month, and then I forget it again until the next year. But I will say the Kentucky Derby is very, very exciting.
I didn't even realize it happened. I'm gonna be honest.
It happened yesterday. Thanks, X. Thanks for playing.
I thought you partaking in all sports podcasts and you didn't know the fucking Kentucky Derby happened yesterday, X.
I knew I saw some advertisements, but that was about it.
X, I have a question for you. Are you in some type of witness protection program thing with those big specs in the hat?
No, I just figured I would wear them so I could see your beautiful mug a little bit sharper.
I bet you didn't shower today, Stinky. You need to shower, Stinky.
It does look like X didn't shower. Anyway,
shower.
James F., how are you? We're doing well. How about you? And he says, wild game in hockey right now.
That's right. It is a wild game.
You should ask X and Grumpy, because they're
might be able to see it off the reflection of my glasses.
Oh, X!
Thanks, Yankees, for blowing a 6-0 lead. Yeah.
Think about that. They blew a 6-0 lead. They came back. They took the lead, I believe, again, 7-6, and then they lost it, 8-7. Yankees are in trouble.
Are you worried yet? I was about to say, are you worried for the Yankees?
Yes.
They're poorly constructed. To me, I think the GM the manager should already be fired. Like I said, I've said 100 times, if Papa George was there, Cashman would have been gone long ago. Aaron Boone, way too soft, wouldn't even been hired as a coach, as a manager. I'm sorry. Never. He would have listened to his interview and was like, yeah, no, cuck. There's no way that you're going to be managing the Yankees.
That's what he would have called him. No, cuck. He would have been able to sniff it out from a mile away that he was a cuck.
That's exactly right. Where's your wife right now? That's what he would have been asking.
James
grabbing that 32-30 from the freaking dugout for later on.
I don't know what
Guys.
that means, but hey.
The umpire is calling out. Then why did Hicks just stand there and run down on third base? I should have gotten up and run home. Just a bad play by Aaron Hicks.
Well, is the third base coach telling him what to do? Is he just asleep at the switch? I mean, the whole thing is okay. Now we always coached when we would tell the boys, and you know, Nick X will learn. X knows this, where you know you should be thinking on every single play. If the ball is hit here, if this happens, what am I doing? So that you're not caught by. You should never be caught by surprise on the baseball field, ever. There's only so many. There's only so many things that can happen where you say, okay, if it's a wild pitch, I'm on third base, you know, or if it's a strikeout and a guy drops the ball, you're taking off as soon as he's throwing the ball at first base.
I'm going to let you know one thing. I feel like the base coaches in the MLB are just accessories to the sport. Some of them, yeah, might call out like, okay, like help a guy if he's tagging up or something at third and trying to run home, or if you got the first base coach is telling him back on a pickoff move, that's about it. But I'm going to guarantee you that the other stuff, no. I guarantee you they're probably not doing anything.
Didn't you used to coach the bases, X?
Yeah, I actually coached the bases, though. I didn't just stand there.
Oh, okay. So you were not. So you were the exception to the accessory rule that you're bringing up.
Yep.
You know do you know what the job Grumpy had? X, do you remember the job that Grumpy had on the team?
Yeah, saying typical and whatever team.
No. His job was video review. Sit there and staring at the television all evening long. That was Grumpy's job on the team. I still can't get the fuck over. Oh man, I tell you.
Wait, what?
I was trying to hit on a joke that Grumpy's still just staring at the TV, and that's why he had the.
I'm not watching the TV.
That's why you had to slip up there on your name, X.
That was a bit lame attempt at a joke, TJ.
Again, I'll say it again.
Hey, Grumpy, if you were not watching TV, you wouldn't even have to worry about that.
I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it to you again. As soon as you attempt humor, the show starts tanking. You're not funny. You are not funny.
So, do you remember what your job was on the team when you coached?
My job was just shagging balls.
Strength and
conditioning coach.
They need a lot more. They need a lot more strength and conditioning too. That's for certain. We got here.
They need to learn how to be baseball players. Learn how to play football.
There it is. Goon said, which New York MLB team features a more worthless general manager, the Yankees or the Mets?
X, I'll let you answer that question first.
I'm going to say the Mets probably. The Yankees aren't afraid to spend money. I just feel like they don't pick the correct players.
Mets aren't afraid to spend money either.
I'm going to say the New York Islanders. I know they don't play baseball, but their GM sucks so bad that he transcends sports in the New York sports scene. Lou Lamoriello is the worst Major League Baseball general manager. But putting him aside, I'll say that Cashman, without a doubt, it's Cashman.
All righty. And a wild game. New Jersey, great game to be at. The Canes with 3 shorthanded goals and still lost 8-4.
That was a must-win game for the
yeah, you think?
And tonight's a must-win game for Toronto.
I mean, kudos to the Devils, right? They scored, I think early in the second period, 4-0. So, I mean, they got shit canned the first 2 games in Carolina, just destroyed. So, kudos to them. Absolutely. It should tell you something else, though. The Islanders were never going to beat Jersey either. Never.
A must win for the Knicks tomorrow. TJ, I decided to change things up today. Instead of doing memes, I decided to send you 2 YouTube shorts to watch. I did get one of them. And TJ looks like a Caddyshack character with that golf polo. Well, there we go. I'm not wearing a cutoff shirt, so we determined to change it up today.
It's funny because Caddyshack was on AMC, American Movie Club, or AMC, ACM. I forget what. Okay, and it was, and I watched it, and I'm like, which character would TJ be? Probably Judge Smales. That's what I think.
I was going to say Bill Murray.
No, not Bill Murray. Cannonball.
with the little claymation gophers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Varmint.
That's one I have not watched in a long time. Is freaking
It's
Caddyshack.
it was good. It was good.
I'll pull up a little picture of Judge Schmales.
It was Ted Knight played Judge Smales.
Here you go, Grump.
That's him. That looks like TJ. Well, a little bit thinner.
No, way too much hair. Way too much hair.
Sure. Oh, there you go. Sure. Judge
Maybe if
Schmales.
you had a toupee on.
Oh, wow.
I see you're hiding your hairline there right now, X. So
My hairline's fine. Everybody's seen my hairline on the show.
everybody
They
sees mine.
can't see yours because it's invisible. You got that invisible hairline.
Well, that's right. No one has seen TJ's hairline because the line's in the back of his head, and we don't
Why
see
don't
that.
you take that hat off right now, X, to reveal your true hairline?
I have my hat on.
Okay, sure. Gungun says, will Lou Lamoriello mistakenly call Roto-Rooter inquiring about an offensive sharpshooter?
Gungun, I'm going to tell you what. This team is already done. The offseason has already been accomplished. There will be no changes to the New York Islanders. None. None. They might bring in a veteran defenseman. That's it. That's it. Probably going to if they re-sign Pierre Engvall, there will be no moves to the forward group. Not one. None.
Josh Bailey going away would be the only one.
No,
We're
he'll
gonna
just
have to
sit
trade
out.
away picks. Anyway, we're not going to talk about too much Islanders on the show, but we're going to trade away picks. James F. said, by the way, Tatum should have gotten an offensive foul towards the end of the game or towards the game. Plus, the Celtics took away too much time at the end of the fourth quarter.
I didn't watch today's Celtics game, but I do have something to say about the NBA playoffs or the NBA in general. You are seeing, and it's funny because I don't watch a whole lot of NBA, certainly not in the regular season. It's just,
You could
to
say
me,
you
it's-
don't watch any NBA in the regular season. Sure.
yeah, it's like unwatchable. It really, if nothing is on, I'll put it on. But you see guys take 3-4 steps going to the hole. It's like, okay, what's it like, rugby? Or is it like Quidditch? What is it where they got to throw it through the hoop at the end, but they can run around with it? I don't just take away the brooms.
Quidditch.
Everyone travels in the NBA.
It's everyone travels. So as far as I'm concerned, every NBA player now could not compete with the old guys. Never freaking ever. Can't do it.
Money.
It's like they carry it. They got the ball under their arm, like they're going, on the gridiron. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they take off. It's like, come on. It's like 2 steps. 2, not 3, not 4, 2.
Frank K said Gerard Gallant was a scapegoat. How about Drury trying the 1999-2000 style of trying to win with stars and all for naught?
Yeah, we had a feeling Gerard Gallant was going to get fired. And but here's the thing. I don't think Gerard Gallant is a guy who puts you over the top anyway. I just don't. I think he was good for his time there. Time for him to move on.
Yep.
Where he goes, nobody knows.
He'll find a job somewhere else.
But the Rangers, they're not in. I mean, going into next year, they're going to lose Kane. They're going to lose Tarasenko. They have plenty of money. They can pick somebody up if they have to. I mean, I don't think the Rangers are in dire straits by any stretch of the imagination.
James F. said, I was listening to Gil Martin's podcast saying, is rumor that the Tarasenko wants to go to the Islanders. Discuss. Yeah, no, we won't discuss that too much, James. We'll discuss that on Wednesday. But he's not. No, bad decision. That'd be a bad decision. We've spoken with Gil. We've had Gil on the podcast before. I'm sure Gil would say that's a dumb decision for the Islanders to make too.
I'll just touch on one thing. He might want to go there. The Islanders should not want him. He's cashed.
He's finished. Gungun said, why are Taylor Swift tickets so much more expensive than Foghat tickets? What the hell are Foghat tickets?
The band.
God, Foghat was bad. Slow Ride.
Okay. I remember that from Guitar Hero. Oh, there it is.
Taylor Swift's extremely popular. That's why her tickets are so expensive.
Here's why. Well, no, I'm not going to say it because then I could get canceled again this week. Every show I say something, get us canceled. But I mean, let's say the audience is predominantly women, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, there you go.
The
You
women
say
like
ladies like Taylor Swift.
if I remember correctly, Grump, didn't you like Taylor Swift? You had a special little nickname for her, didn't you?
Swifty.
Taylor
Trump
Swift.
used to call them Swifty before they were called the Swifties, because now they call them all the Swifties. Grump.
Swifties. Yep.
And you know what I call? You know what a Swifty? I call the little thing that you push around. You know, you put the little on the little thing, and it's like a broom, kind of like a little Swifty. They call them
Yes,
Swifties, but
Oh,
I've
you
always
put
called them Swifties. I always called them Swifties. That was before that Swifty was doing her thing.
You put the what on there?
The little, you know, the little pad on the thing. Push them in the sides. Move around with them.
It's the first time I've ever heard that referred to that. So.
There you go.
Good says Gerard Gallant wouldn't be a better man for the Islanders than than Lamford. I don't know. Lanford. Maybe Lane Lambert. I don't know. Gallant, no, he's not the. It's for
This team is not a coach
chairs.
away from doing it. No, the Islanders suck.
We're rearranging the freaking chairs on the Titanic, friends. And we're like, well, I think this chair goes really well here on the left instead of the right. And I'm like, the real problem is we're sinking. That's the problem. And Drew L says here, someone can tell Cam Newton that he needs
Should tell.
Somebody should tell Cam Newton he needs to put his back into it. Oh God, he needs to use his legs to get the power instead of freaking just rifling with his arm or shoulder.
Cleats is what he needs to do.
He sucks. He sucks.
Goon Grumpy.
Do people still eat TV dinners? I don't think they do.
I don't agree with that. They have the Hungry Man dinners and they still sell those at the store. So I'm assuming people still eat them.
No, TV dinners were a little bit different. They were like little, I mean, they were small.
People still eat TV dinners. Yes, X, I agree with you.
I mean,
not like TV dinners they used to have.
Like a lean cuisine?
No. It was like just like a little thing, like with small little containers in it. You used to peel, you cook them in the oven. You'd have to cook them in the oven because there wasn't no microwave.
That still exists, Grumpy.
Like the Hungry Man dinners, that's exactly how you make them.
Tin. They make them in tin.
Well, because tin is more expensive than that plastic they put on, so now they put everything in plastic.
Plastic, you just throw it in the microwave. You just peel a little top off.
TV dinners they were a little bit different. I can't even describe them to you.
They have TV dinners now, Grumpy. They
bring up old style TV dinners. Pull up old style TV and stop rolling your heads because you don't know what you're talking about. Where people would actually sit down with little trays, put them out there, they'd open it and they sit there and they'd watch TV while eating their little dinners. That was, hey everybody, we're having TV dinners tonight. And
it's like saying ice cream's different because it's in a different packaging, so they don't make ice cream anymore. Come on. It's the same stuff. They just repackaged it.
No, totally different.
You can see everything. Here it is. Look, there's Hungry Man right here.
Wow, 1978. Look at how good that shit looks. Not now. Now they just throw everything in a pile of bowl.
No, they don't.
Look up Hungry Man dinner. See, they type the same thing in, Hungry Man dinner, and type it in whatever, Walmart or wherever they sell it. Guaranteed it's going to be the same shit, but just in a plastic container.
What's Hungry? What's Hungry? What's Hungry?
Yo, Grumpy, here's your Hungry Man dinner.
Totally different. Totally different. Totally different.
Because the box looks different. Is that why, Grumpy?
That's right. Inside looks different too.
Different packaging.
Different.
It's different packaging.
See, look at how different it is. So different. So different.
Look at how expensive this Hungry Man dinner is right here. $115, Grumpy.
Yeah, this one, that's an old ass dinner.
Yeah, that one comes with a side of vomit. That one doesn't.
It's an old style dinner, man. It was good stuff.
It's too new for Grump's brain to comprehend.
That was a treat. Honestly, getting a TV dinner was a treat. Back
to this shit again. God almighty. Okay, let's keep moving on. Okay. Andrew L says here, boys, I believe it's a joke. He's not actually working at Walmart.
Oh,
is he not?
I was hoping he was.
Oh, well. What's up, Frank? How are you? Gungun said, did the Islanders put up a better fight versus the Canes and the Devils in the first two games?
No.
The first two games, no. The Islanders did not put up a better fight this series than the Devils have put up against the Hurricanes.
The difference in the first two games, this series and the first two games of last series, is that Carolina had their starting goalie in that. That's the difference.
Okay, the Devils are going to win, probably to even the series at 2 apiece. And then it's like,
I was going to say, I also think the Devils were tired game one.
I don't know. Yeah.
They just got done playing against the Rangers.
Yeah, Frank, no Islanders podcast last night. We will have one on Wednesday, though. And Gungu says, gentlemen, have you ever been bitten by a tick?
No, but
I
I
was
hear
apparently a
Lyme
kid.
disease.
Was that X? I'm sorry?
I said no, but apparently they give you Lyme's disease.
They can give you Lyme disease if they're carrying Lyme disease. It's not Lyme's, it's Lyme disease.
Lyme.
Ryan Katsu Rivera over there. X.
Huh?
Oh, nothing. But yeah, they can give you Lyme disease. I've been bit by a tick when I was very young, but I don't really remember much of any of it. But
Made him lose his hair.
Ah, is that what it is,
He
Grumpy?
carried Barber's disease.
It bit TJ in the head, and since there was no blood flow up there, it just decided to suck up his hair follicles.
Oh!
It's got a knack for hair follicles, I guess.
I thought you said since there was no blood going on up there, he just figured he'd leave, find another host.
There he was. Drew L. Grumpy.
Toronto was looking pretty swell right now. Oh, wait, they're down 2-0, and Samsonov is injured. The curse of Harold Ballard continues to curse this franchise every damn day. Delete the franchise. I'm absolutely rooting for Florida. I hope they win.
Yep.
Okay. Andrew L. said, yeah, he doesn't actually work there. He confirmed this on his Instagram. Okay. I guess he was just LARPing around up to his hijinks once more, Greg Hardy.
LARPing?
Live action role playing.
And so you're going to live action role play
as a Walmart employee. That's correct.
I mean, that's a bold choice.
Some people have nothing better to do with their time, and I guess Greg Hardy is one of those people.
Okay.
Drew L said, so both New York baseball teams aren't doing so hot right now. Yeah.
You know who else isn't? You know, the New York basketball team isn't doing very well either.
The Knicks. That's right, Grumpy. Goon, Grumpy.
Young TJ, look up Game 4, 1980 Stanley Cup Final. Wayne Merrick goal missed by everyone. No call. Puck goes through the net on YouTube. I can't tell if the puck actually goes through the net or not. I don't know. All I know is you hear, like, if you're a Flyers fan, all you hear is, oh, Bobby Nysham was offside on a goal in the second period. Yeah, it was in the second period. But the whole third period is played differently if the Islanders have a 1-goal lead as opposed to 2. 2-goal lead is dangerous. Where 1 goal, you got nose to the grindstone. 2 goals, 3 goals, okay, we're smooth sailing. That's what can happen. Better team won, bottom line.
Oh my gosh.
So maybe TJ is actually going to pull it up, which I'm interested in seeing this.
It's really tough when I'm just trying to freaking Google search based off of exactly what it is, because my cache is not going to be the same as his, so it's not going to pull the exact same videos up. Continue, please, reading comments, Grumpy, as I'm trying to get this pulled up.
Well, let me see if I can find the next one. Here we go.
Thank you for paying attention with us, Grumpy.
I cannot wait for the Leafs to go down 3-0 in the series. The Leafs suck balls.
That's right.
They'll have to lose. They'll have to lose this game. I know it was tied 2-2. I don't know what's going on now because I'm not watching the game.
Intermission. That's why you're paying attention.
Overtime right now.
Okay. X knows he's following. He's probably getting.
They're
feeding
as soon as the game went to intermission before overtime, I got both of your attentions. It was freaking nuts.
Gungun says Yanks always start slow, but they're always in the playoffs at the end, unlike the sad sack Mets who enjoy tearing the patella tendons. I mean, the Yankees they're going to hit a lot of home runs during the regular season. They'll score a lot of runs. They'll wind up maybe making the playoffs. They're in a tough division. I think they're last still in the American League East. The Mets, a little bit easier path to the playoffs, but they're not great either. They've had some injuries to the pitching staff, both Verlander and Scherzer. It's tough. It's tough. Carrasco, I think, was hurt too. I mean, they got a lot of injuries. It's a great equalizer, isn't it?
Here we go. Let's pull this up.
Long enough, TJ. Jeez.
Yeah, again, X. It's not. Fuck.
I'm just playing with you. Calm down.
They're wondering what the I have to do. The last time Bobsey went in, he tried to shift.
So this had to be the second period.
Perfect spot, let the shot go. Only trouble is,
Oh,
he
that
shot it right
is
at
in the
Pete
net.
Peters. Either that or
Absolutely
Pete
in the net.
had that angle. Blocked. The last time Bobsey.
Yeah, that's a clear and obvious goal.
Do they go to video to VAR?
They didn't go to instant replay. No,
Video assist review?
they didn't do that one either.
How does the goal? How does the goal judge miss that as well?
Because he's obviously getting paid by the other team.
Blind as a bastard. I don't know honestly what the hell to tell you. That's just a freaking awful miss. Yeah.
True.
We've
So
got,
really, that game shouldn't have went to overtime. But doesn't it make it even more exciting that they did win in overtime? Even better.
oh, there it is. I want to put this up.
You need to actually. Can you send that to me? That clip.
Okay, I'll do my best after the show to send
Thank
that
you.
to you. If
Don't
I
forget.
I watch this
if I
guy.
remember, okay.
Who's
What
this?
was that,
dude?
X?
He's a guy. I watch this guy. He does like a home run challenge. He usually hits in a batting cage with like a simulation of pitches and tries to hit home runs. It's pretty cool.
Does he also have like guys who play professionally who like
Yeah.
pitch against him? He's like a
That's
JUCO guy, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah, the king of JUCO. Yeah. He's kind of funny. I like him.
Yeah.
Here you go. This is what Drew L sent us here, Grumpy. Max Scherzer is innocent. Grump, I'll let you watch it.
Scherzer got suspended for 10 games for rosin and sweat. So first, let me show you how this works. First, with nothing on, of course, not sticky at all. Next, it's time to get sweaty. After 3 minutes on the assault bike, I'm gassed and I'm sweaty. So now I'm gonna grab the sweat and then grab the rosin.
Oh, 3 minutes on the sweat bike to make him gas.
Baby.
This guy plays collegiate athletics. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll continue. Hold on.
Home run hitter.
You can hear it. You can hear the stickiness. And of course, more sweat means more sticky. And as you can see here, Max is very sweaty. And I don't know how you can blame the guy for being extra sweaty, like you can't control that. And to make matters worse, umpires made him clean his hands with alcohol.
I wash my hand with alcohol, apply rosin, and then I grab sweat.
So we have a bunch of alcohol wipes here. Let's wash our hands. Get alcohol with rosin, add the sweat. Alcohol makes it way stickier. And you can hear. So Max Scherzer used legal substances, follow what MLB ordered him to do, only to get suspended 10 games with a $10,000 fine.
So I know it's late to the party on this one, but I do like that one, Drew L. So Max Scherzer, innocent, Grumpy, proven innocent.
Will the league put out an apology?
I think the league should go ahead and give the Mets 10 free wins.
Well,
Max Scherzer, they should give him 20,000 for their stupidity and mistake.
all I'll say is that if he would have taken it to court, that guy could be like
Expert witness.
expert witness. There you go. I was going to say a surprise witness. He could have thrown everything a kilter.
Oh shit!
Come out there, he could have the little bikes, ride on the bike. I probably looking at the size of him, probably wouldn't take 3 minutes to get a workup sweat. So, maybe 15 seconds, 20 seconds, or just maybe walking from the end of the courtroom to the front might do enough to get him a sweat going. But then he could have done his little thing, and Max Scherzer would have been cleared.
Prince chicken wings, Grumpy.
Hidden ball trick at second base is the only excuse.
Jack Hughes had 4 points. I did see that. And so Trevor Bauer had his first, what the hell is this, or non-professional baseball majors start a few days ago. And let's just say the people in Yokohama love him.
Yokohama, not Yokohama. It's not Yokohama.
I'm sorry, Grumpy. I did not know you poked.
Like Yokohama, the new Oklahoma.
There it is. It's just Yokohama on the far east portion of the globe, Grump. That's all it is. Let's go ahead and as we're pulling that through, I want to go ahead and show
Yokohama, where the wind comes whistling down the plain.
All righty. We'll go ahead and pull this up here. You probably have seen this last night. Edmonton was throttling Vegas, and I mean throttling them. Things were starting to get a little physical, right? Because you got to try to send a little bit of a message when you're getting your ass whooped. Now, this is what happened. I'm going to let you guys watch it. I'm not sure if X had a chance to see it or Grumpy, but I want to get your takes as to what you think about this exchange of physicality.
Gulak's got hounded down. This fight's over. Now both benches are up. Well, Kane's got somebody down. He's throwing punches.
Holy shit.
It's Colasar. Kulak's got Howden down.
So people are obviously upset with Evander Kane. It's like the unwritten rule. You don't start pummeling people when they're on the ground defenseless like that. But sometimes it does happen when emotions carry over. So let's watch it one more time, and I want to hear your feedback.
Okay. Now both benches are up. Well, Kane's got somebody down. He's throwing punches.
What's the zebra doing?
Good question. Absolutely fucking nothing.
Yeah, because usually they let you fight till you go down to the ground and then they break it up.
Right?
They don't want somebody getting hurt.
You know what it looks like he's doing? He's getting paid to spectate.
He's over here. You got front row seats to the game tonight.
Useless.
Yeah, how you can tell that he's not one of these useless youngsters. He didn't take his cell phone out of his pocket, and even though he's looking right at the action, take it out and video it in portrait mode as opposed to landscape. At least he didn't do that.
Well, he already knew that he was going to get the footage of the game after because he's officiating. So
I'm going to say that Evander Kane beat that guy like he stole Lizzo's lunch money.
No, that was PK Subban, Grumpy.
I know, but
Evander Kane also stole Lizzo's lunch money?
No, that other guy did. And that's a lot of money.
Oh, he was trying to get Lizzo's lunch money.
Yeah, he beat him like he stole Lizzo's lunch money. That's a lot of money.
Okay.
Spends a lot of money on lunch. Get it?
I get it. Obviously, I mean, like, yeah, I don't know. It's not a good look, obviously, to be pummeling a guy as he's helpless on the ground. But where the hell are your other teammates? You've got 4 Edmonton players right here to 3 Vegas Golden Knights. Where the hell are the remaining Vegas Golden Knights? And why are you allowing your teammate to get pummeled on the ground without doing anything else?
Maybe one of them is Josh Bailey or Brock Nelson. They don't get involved in that stuff.
Here's the thing. They need to. Your teammate should be fighting the living. If you've got a guy taking liberties like this, you should have another teammate coming in two-handed cross-checking Zach Hyman from behind, and another guy just piling onto Evander Kane as he pummels another one of your players. You can't. The game is over. It's 5-0. You're getting outshot essentially 2-1 at this time period, and now you're going to let Evander Kane just start pummeling one of your defenseless players on the ice. You got to do more than that. I'm sorry. You got.
You're right.
David goes there, cross-check him right in the trachea.
You wait till the next shift that McDavid's on the ice. He goes in the boards. You give him a 2-hander to the back of the head. That's what you do. That's what you do. Okay, you want to go. You got the big lead and you're going after us. Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, because believe me, Evander Kane ain't going to beat you. Those are the guys we're taking out. Well, we'll take a couple of slashes to the back of the knees, stuff like that. Whatever you got to do, right? Because you can't let yourself get beat up. I'm not saying you should instigate, but you know what? If they want to start, go after them.
At this point, right? I mean, like,
game's over.
Absolutely.
Yeah, game's over. You want to make sure you're not going to go ahead and get, shown a message. I mean, because right now they're not only dominating you on the ice, they're also dominating you in between whistles as well. Now,
I would send a message, McDavid on a stretcher.
This is the little picture that's going viral. Obviously, this Vegas fan not too happy, and look at him blowing the little kiss.
He's a MILF hunter. He is the Edmonton version of Zach Wilson.
There he is. I'm not sure. I guess I feel like for the MILF selection, he could have done a little better for himself. But I guess different strokes for different blokes, right, Grump?
Well, it is what it is. I'm just saying, he's showing some amorous affection toward this middle-aged lady here. I'm going to say. I'm not going to say young. I'm not going to say old. I'll say middle-aged lady. If she lives to be 150, she's middle-aged. So. But here's the thing. He's just,
Are you saying she's 75, Grump?
I'm just saying she's
75.
I got to say she's probably in her 50s.
Yeah, sure. 50s. Sure.
I mean, Evander Kane is what, 30? I mean, I'm just saying. Now, wasn't there a problem with him and his wife at some point? Maybe this is the reason why.
He likes older ladies.
He likes the older ladies.
Okay. Older ladies of the night.
And did she have a ring on her finger? All the single ladies.
She did not. I don't think she had a ring on her finger.
There you go. See, if you want it, then you got to put a ring on it. Maybe that's what she was saying to him. She showed the hand because it didn't have the ring on there. You got to put the ring on it. Evander Kane, can you put the picture back up? There you go. I think I've solved the crime. I've solved it.
You want me to put the picture back up of Evander Kane?
Put it back up. Put it back up. Oh, crap. Because it's important. We want to make sure we get it right. Absolutely. She's got the hand up. I don't see a ring on that hand.
I just told you she didn't have a ring on her finger.
There
Did
you
not
go.
believe
So
me?
she's saying, if you want it, then you got to put a ring on it. If you want it, then you got to put a ring on.
All right,
That's what she's
okay.
got to do.
Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. I'll let you watch this. Distract you. Vita Blue pass, Grumpy. I'll let you talk about this as we play this in the background.
Let's watch it.
No,
Vita Blue.
5 minutes. You talk about what you want to talk about with Vita Blue.
Man, Vita Blue. He was my first favorite pitcher as a kid growing up. I love the way he rocked that, get that leg up, that big leg kick with the white shoes. This is in the 1972 All-Star game. He wound up losing that game. He was the starting pitcher for the American League, and they lost that game. It's also the game that Reggie hit the home run that hit the light tower. It looks like him from against the Mets in the World Series. Man, Vita Blue, he just had a great name, a great story. And in 1972, he was absolutely phenomenal. He was so good. Won the Cy Young Award. I don't know if he might even won MVP that year as well. He was so good. I don't know if you could pull his numbers up.
Can you not see it on the screen right now? Where you
1971. Okay, 1971. Okay, 1971 MVP and Cy Young Award. That's really, really tough to do.
Yeah.
And like I said, he was sensational. Like I said, my first favorite pitcher of all time. I have an autographed photo of him upstairs. He was just loved Vita Blue. Always loved Vita Blue. And Charlie Finley, who was really cheap, the ex-A's owner from way, way, way back. He wanted to change his name to True, so he could call him True Blue, as opposed to Vita Blue. But he said no, he went with Vita Blue. But that's what Charlie Finley wanted him to be named, True Blue, which I thought was interesting.
Vita Blue passing. Gungun says, is there anything more soul-crushing in hockey than letting in a shorthanded goal?
Letting up 2 shorthanded goals.
Yeah.
How about 3?
That's even worse.
What about losing a fight?
I don't know about that.
I don't think it hurts the whole team unless you got your tough guy gets knocked out by somebody else. That's like, oh shit.
He gets concussed or something like that.
Let's
Other than that,
Johnson got just obliterated by somebody.
I don't know. I don't think it bothers the rest of the team. Shorties are tough. It's like, oh,
shit.
Tough. Yeah.
We just had all the offensive zone time. We were just starting to build some momentum, and we go ahead and give up a shorthanded goal. Yikes. Frank says, I got a feeling we get Tarasenko. I hope not.
He's done. He's done. He's finished.
Yeah.
What type of money is he going to want?
And by the way, Paul Goldschmidt hit 3 nukes today. Single-handedly carried the Cardinals to victory. 3 home runs today. Freaking crazy by Paul Goldschmidt.
He is the only guy on St. Louis who's consistently hitting the ball well.
I don't disagree with that.
I mean, the only guy. And here's the thing. The Cardinals are terrible this year. They're just terrible. I think maybe they're 10-20 now.
As well as they played last year, they've been miserable this season.
Yeah, they're terrible. Terrible.
Speaking of new career bests, Javier Baez, what's your opinion on him?
I don't know, but X has got a big smile on his face. Maybe he's thinking about Goldschmidt.
Won't think about goal something, but
why don't you give us the update on what happened in the game there, X?
Florida Panthers have taken down the Toronto Maple Leafs
3-0
in overtime. Yep, they're leading the series 3-0. Could we get a sweep?
They're done. Toronto's done.
I agree. They're throwing the rats out on the ice.
The Carolina Panthers are going to be going to the Eastern Conference Finals. Think about
it. You're gonna have Bryce Young out there on hockey skates.
That's right.
Just this next week, Grumpy.
He's gonna be throwing the puck in the net. It's gonna be wild.
Yeah, Grumpy. It's gonna be the Carolina Hurricanes.
Did I say Carolina Panthers?
Yes. You mean the Florida Panthers or the Carolina Hurricanes? Which one?
Whatever. That will hit the Carolinas and the Panthers. There
Carolina Panthers are playing the Chiefs though in Germany this year. I'm pretty sure.
Actuliba.
I saw that. I did see that there, X. Ugh.
Okay,
I don't like all the foreign games. Javier Baez, for the first time in his MLB career, had 5 consecutive games where he started and played the entire game where he did not record one strikeout. I want to ask your opinion. Is that something that he should be hanging his hat on as a multiple year veteran, that this is the first time he's ever had a stretch of 5 games where he has not recorded a single strikeout?
I would say no.
He's breaking records, baby.
I just was blown away by this. I'm like, how many times does this son of a bitch strike out where this is the first time he's ever completed 5 consecutive MLB games without striking out once? That's just
Well,
nuts.
Has he hit any home runs? I mean, that's what I'd be more interested in. I mean, has he done anything? Because, I mean, he was really good a couple of years ago, and it's like he just fell off the planet.
Yeah, I'm pulling him up here right now.
I'm going to go out and get myself a Detroit Tigers hat.
You've already got a Detroit Tigers hat,
Oh,
don't you?
he's
I do not
Lions.
have a Detroit Tigers hat.
He's a Lions hat.
Lions hat. But I love that old English style D. I love that hat.
He's 30 years old now.
30
Jesus
years
Christ.
old. Wow.
He's been in the league a long time. He's hitting 259 so far this year.
Oh.
3 homers, 15 RBIs, 14 runs, 5 doubles.
You know what? I wish there was an expansion draft. He's somebody who get picked up.
He's never okay. His peak year was back there in 2018. My God, yeah. He hits 290, 34 homers, 111 RBIs, 101 runs. Yeah, with the 290 batting average. Yeah, but my God, the amount of I did not know he led the MLB once in strikeouts in 2021. Yikes. Anyway, I thought you'd find that interesting, that little tidbit.
Yeah.
Prince Chicken Wings, Grump.
Shorthanded goal and losing 1-0 in Game 7 is the most soul-crushing thing in hockey. Yes, very true. Josh Bailey. I'll never forget that lack of defensive zone coverage on the power play. Well, here's the thing. That's what happens when you put a piece of shit on your power play. It leads to shorthanded opportunities. Jay says, the Mets suck. Buck sucks. Never wanted to hire him. Oh, my gosh. He can't manage a bullpen. Don't get me started on Marte. I'm sorry, Farte. He blows. I'm going to tell you what now. X, I want you to comment on that. But before you do, I just want to say Shay's a little angry, I feel.
Yeah, Shay definitely seems a little PO'd in that comment.
Perturbed.
I've never really thought much of it's Starling Marte, right?
Yes.
Never really thought much of him as a player.
Starling Marte is damn good. Please stop.
I feel like his name is kind of what got him the notoriety.
For me, he played in Pittsburgh, which is like, it's like if you hit 100 home runs in Pittsburgh, does it really count? I don't know.
Yes.
But I think I liked him with the Mets. I like him as a player. I think he's a professional. The Mets are just off to a tough start. They've had injuries to the pitching staff, right? You lose DeGrom. You got Verlander and Scherzer out. It's like, I don't know what you're expecting when you're looking at guys in your organization like, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 pitchers as your starters. I mean, so it weakens your bullpen. It happens. Maybe they don't. That's not, but acquiring the players isn't Showalter's fault. I mean, that's the GM.
Yeah.
I didn't like the moves the Mets made in the offseason. I didn't think they got better.
Don't have enough hitting. Still don't have enough bats. And we didn't address it last year at the trade deadline. Didn't address it this year in the offseason. We were talking about how woeful of an offseason this was for the Mets. And it's showing. Right? We knew that. Okay, Verlander. How much does he have left in the tank? Yeah, could DeGrom be injured? Sure, he's injured already. But, it's just like you're picking between two situations where it's like, oh, is that necessarily best for the franchise? Anyway.
I think he'll be fine. I'm more worried about Scherzer, honestly, than Verlander.
Okay.
But Shay, don't give up too soon, Shay. Don't do it.
Drew L. Grumpy.
You know what, Grumpy? I think the Rangers are in dire straits. They spent their money for nothing. That's okay. They got plenty of money. They're not afraid to spend the money. And so they're not going to bring Kane back. They're not going to bring Tarasenko back. Big deal. They can go out and get somebody else. They have more money than the Islanders do going into the offseason, and they really don't have anybody to sign. They're all ancillary pieces.
Yeah. And another thing worth mentioning is too the Rangers have young players that are continuing to improve. Or you look at the Islanders, we're not a team loaded with young players that are taking steps in the right direction. Shay Grumpy says the Rangers have no blue line. They got forwards who are not interested in playing defense. It's simple. Their defense sucks.
True, but it's way easier to get players to defend than it is players to score.
Sure. And
I
then
mean,
Drew L. Grumpy.
Let's say the Rangers go out and sign a Scott Mayfield in the offseason. Wouldn't that be a Ranger type move?
Yeah, he's not going to the Rangers. I don't think so. Do you?
I don't know. He can keep the same address, make a lot more money, and play for a better team.
Yeah, win-win.
Let me just put you like this. I don't think he's going to the Rangers. Gungood said, Son X, what's the angriest you've ever seen TJ?
Ooh, that's tough. I would say probably the angriest I've ever made you was that one time you had that package of Oreos.
Yep.
And you had eaten all you knows what I'm talking about. It's always a game.
I knew it before you even said what you were going to say.
No, all of the the Oreos have the cream filling on the inside. He ate all of the cookie portion.
Well, first we have the discussion. It's better, right? It's better the cream is better in the Oreo than the cookie portion, right? I know maybe there's some sick twisted bastards out there who like the cookie part more than the cream.
The sick twisted bastards if they like that.
Some Will Levises out there.
The Will Levises, he probably puts mayo in between the cookie portions. So I'm sorry, go ahead there, X.
Yeah, so he ate all the cookie portion, just had a ball of the cream there resting, and he was watching a TV show. I think I had just come home from a baseball game, and it was just there, and I was like, oh, he got up to go do something. I was like, oh, well, I guess he didn't want this. And I picked it up and ate it.
Oh.
And he told
No.
me
You didn't say I guess you didn't want it. You went up there and you just took it right from there and jammed it in your mouth, and I about beat the living piss out of you.
To himself. He said to himself.
No.
He said to himself.
X didn't say shit all. I was sitting in the chair. I was sitting
myself.
in the chair. Hold on. I was sitting in the chair. Don't try to go ahead and paint yourself as some innocent victim here or some
X is the hero of this story is the way he tells it.
Sitting in the chair eating it, and X just went up there. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm just eating some Oreos." And he just went ahead and plopped his hand on it and put it in his mouth, and I about took that baseball bat and smacked your face across with it there, X.
The response you had to me was, if you were not my brother, I would have killed you. And think about that. That is over. Oreo cream filling.
I'm still thinking about you. I'm still thinking about ending your life for that.
Can I just
one note to make for TJ? Don't fuck with his food.
Okay.
I'll say that right now.
You know how I know that the lovely Paige was TJ was serious about her?
How
he let her eat off his plate.
I know you like to.
He
say
would be
that.
like this. Anybody goes
every single time. The joke always gets better too when you say it there, Grumpy.
It's the truth.
He would whenever he ate, he would have sparks flying off the plate from his utensils.
Or that one too.
Quick. Yep.
There, Drew L.
Scherzer got suspended for sweat and rosin, but bum-ass German gets confirmed for illegal substances, yet the blue keeps him in the game. MLB should just let everyone cheat with no
repercussions.
Okay.
No consequences going forward. Let them take steroids. Let them use spider tack. Let them use everything. Here you go. Al Monroe there, Grumpy.
Alex Monroe says, fellas, where are Baker Mayfield's and Kenny Pickett's national title, NFL MVP trophy, and Super Bowl appearance? I don't know if Google isn't working or what. Why is he coming out and attacking Baker Mayfield and Kenny Pickett? Why is that?
Al likes himself a little Cam Newton.
He likes Scam Newton. He likes players that steal laptops from other students. I guess that's just the kind of guy he is.
Oh, he's a Cam Newton fan?
Yeah.
He likes Scam.
Unfortunately, he is. Yeah.
He likes guys who don't sell out for the team and who are in for themselves. That's
well, he can just watch Cam on YouTube highlights because that's the only field he'll be playing on anytime.
We'll make sure to pull up some more of him with the Patriots here later on in the show.
You can put up when he was with the Panthers. He sucked there too.
Oh, good gracious!
You could pick any year.
Even in 2015.
Even 2015. He wasn't great passing the ball.
No,
It was
good
the
run.
defense.
He was a really
It was
good
the
runner.
defense.
Really good. Really
It
good.
was the defense.
Yeah, the team also had, I can't remember how many first team all pros. They had like 2 or 3 offensive linemen who were first team all pros. Mike Tolbert for a fullback was a first team all pro. They had tight end first. They had so many first team all pros on the offense and defensive line, and the quarterback, the most important player, couldn't get the freaking job done.
Now, here's the thing. We know Alex Monroe, and I don't know if he left off my favorite player because he was being respectful to me, or the fact that my favorite player is Tom Brady and it doesn't fit his narrative. But I'm going to go with he was being respectful to me. That's what I'll go with.
Oh, that's a good way to look at Grumpy. I'm sure that's what it is.
Hey,
And then Drew L. Grumpy.
I will say Jorge Mateo's turnaround this season has been nothing short of spectacular. He went from making 5 errors in a game to hitting 304 and is probably a top 10 shortstop in the league.
It's funny, Grumpy. You just had your little fantasy question about him not too long ago.
Yes, I did. I moved him in fantasy.
Johnny Mack says, good evening, TJ Grump and Sun X. Go Cats, go.
Yep.
And NPB stands for Nippon Professional Baseball. Damn it, TJ. Okay.
It's Nippon,
Nippon.
not Nippon. Nippon, not Nippon.
The Mets are in serious trouble. I agree, Johnny Mack. The Mets are in serious trouble.
What was the other one that he butchered and said like Oklahoma? What was it?
Yokohama instead of Yokohama. Yokohama.
By the way, Beatty and Alvarez are them.
Batty
Time to call up Vietos and Mauricio.
are them. What does "are them" mean?
Like they're that guy. Yeah.
What is that guy? Grumpy doesn't understand what that means either. They're ex.
Okay,
That's
this-
one step
From a
further.
meme. You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy.
okay.
Do you remember the meme, Grumpy, we showed many years ago on the
No.
show?
No, I do not. You're that guy. Does that mean you're good?
Brain can't compute. Too old.
Oh,
Yes, that's what it means. Like you're good. Like you're that guy. Like you're that guy. You're the good guy. You know.
Here it is. Drew's now. Here's the thing. This is a follow up to the Lizzo lunch money question. I guess Evander Kane was taking out his bankruptcy anger on some defenseless guy on the ice. He took Lizzo's lunch money, and that's some serious coin.
It is. It is some serious coin. I agree. Time to get young for the Mets and see what happens, says Johnny Mack. I think it's time to trade away more players like Jared Kalenic. I think Alvarez should go. I think we should trade away Beatty as well.
Okay, the clinic. How many years did it take after he got traded before he turned into anything?
3 years?
3 years.
It's a lot.
Yeah, all we got is that bastard with his torn Achilles or torn ACL and Robinson Cano.
But that
All we got
helped
was
them.
that
I mean-
bastard with the torn. All we got was that bastard with his torn ACL.
Whoa. You got probably one of the top intro songs, okay, as well.
That's true.
What's the song? How's the song go, X?
Dun, 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 dun. Bum, ba-dum, ba-bum. Bum, ba-dum, ba-bum.
No, no.
You're doing a shitty job.
That's
with
pretty
this.
shitty. That's pretty lame.
Okay.
Really
Well,
That should be, by the way, that should be something you should have on your little button thing. Hit the button.
Narco by Timmy Trumpet. Play it today.
You want me to go?
Hey,
Do you really need this? We're already an hour in, and you want to start playing Timmy Trumpet?
If I got to do it, you could play it the real one, or I could do it.
My Little Brownie.
My little brownie, thank God you're on the show today because I was thinking about you all day today. Anyone watch today's Miami F1 race? No, you know I did not. The pre-race pomp was over the top with the drivers being introduced by LL Cool J. Could leave that out next time. Okay. I was watching Netflix with the Warden today, and I saw the race car thing, and it brought up season 5, episode 1. I want to know, my little brownie, should I go and watch it from the beginning, or should I just watch season 5? And, you know, in season 5, they did the little intro saying that Lewis Hamilton was going for his 8th championship and some goof was going for his 1st. And I guess this little
Verstappen.
fella, yeah, that's him. Yeah,
Yeah,
Verstappen.
he's like the best race car driver now.
Okay. And he seemed like, you know, it's just about winning to him. So, and I don't know, they showed like coming attractions for the year or whatever. Should I go back and watch from season 1? Because I'm going to have to watch this when the Ward's not around. She has no interest.
She's not going to like it there, Grumpy?
She's not going to like it. She's been watching Firefly Lane and just Emily in Paris, shit like that. It's just like unwatchable, honestly, unwatchable. So I can't watch that
I
crap.
thought the warden liked sports.
No, she hates sports. You know that, X.
I know.
Hates them. The only sports she ever liked were the ones that her kids were playing. That's it.
You barely even like those.
Yeah, she tolerated it. She did. But I need to know, Milo Brownie, should I watch from season 1? Because it said season 5, episode 1. I want to get into it. And I will say the intro looked pretty exciting because of the camera angles and stuff like that. Slow-mo, cars crashing. I love that type of stuff.
Speaking of that, not speaking of cars,
And also on the thing, just like I said, the coming attractions, they show like the guys in not maybe like in the pit crew, and they're like uncensored at big moments of what's going on. Look very interesting. Oh,
so it's like the so what you're saying is like the Hard Knocks for racing. Almost.
Yes.
Something like
that. Sure.
And they're doing a lot of that. They did it with golf, which was interesting.
Yeah.
They're doing one on Burnley Football Club, ladies and gentlemen. Sky Sports is going to be released next year. Burnley Football Club, after just getting promoted, they got a documentary coming out on from this last year.
That'll be the exception that proves the rule.
That will be something that people are going to be giddy about. They're excited.
Yep. Something they won't forget. The worst entertainment ever.
Yeah!
Worse than Ted Lasso.
All righty. Let's watch this here, guys.
Little heated discussion here. They're putting hands, and he went right to the other hand like he was going to punch him.
Oh, he's getting ready to hockey fight him.
It's going to come back the other way. And tempers overflowed.
Now I have a question.
I'm rooting for the guy
Everybody
without the
didn't know
glasses.
if he was going to be a fighter outside of that car.
Oh, this guy's doing
Discussing what
glasses.
happened.
You see the guy breaking up the fight. Sure.
Oh, yeah, this guy. I thought this guy had glasses on. Mr. Hat, Mr. Blue Hat.
Mr. Blue Hat's getting confronted. Oh, go ahead, X.
Are you pulling for Mr. Blue Hat?
No, I'm not. I'm pulling for the other kid.
Neither.
Why are you pulling for the other kid?
Because he took a cheap shot on him. You want to know what I'm wondering? Next race, does little floofy hair, I don't know, his hair was floofing around. Little floofy hair, does he go ahead and run the hell out of this other guy in the next race?
Show him the wall. Show him the wall.
Out of control. I'd run him in the wall. I'd do like I did in the NASCAR game. I would just continue to keep hitting his car as it was stalled out.
Okay. So let's watch again. Okay. Floofy, look what Floofy does. What the hell are you doing? Okay, Mr. Hat has not touched you. He's not imposed on your space.
suit was
Mr.
askew.
Floofoo.
He's trying
Mr.
to fix
Floofoo
his suit.
grabs him.
He's trying to fix his suit.
I'm going to go out on a limb here, TJ, and say that Mr. White Suit did some shit to Mr. Black Suit in the race, which probably cost him a shit ton of spots.
His name is not Mr. Black Suit. It's Floofy.
Floof hair.
Floofy. And Floofy.
I love how we're making fun of this guy's hair, and he has more hair than all of us combined.
Oh! Not on
Look
the
at
back.
him. He keeps on doing that. What is he supposed to do? Just lie down there and say, "Hey, go ahead and just
You don't
jerk
have to
me
throw a
around." all over
punch.
the
You don't have
place?
to throw a punch.
Not to throw a punch.
What do you want him to do? Hey, just go ahead and keep pushing me all over the
Hey,
place.
Sorry, I probably
You're a
ran
bitch.
about 16 spots in the race because I bumped the shit out of you and knocked you in the last place. Sorry about that.
Hey, make me your bitch. Keep on throwing me around, please.
Did you see what happened? What started it?
Yes, I've got it. I'm going to watch the end of this here
What's the
because
reason? Yeah.
I don't see any
Trying to
issue
throw a
with that.
punch. And this kid's throwing freaking haymakers. This is like one of those old wrestling things, like where they start talking and then and everybody comes in and separates.
Ding,
them.
ding, 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 ding.
Like
Jerry Springer. The late, great Jerry Springer show. Here it is.
Oh, man.
Ding,
I'll-
ding. Well,
Good gracious here.
So what's the reason behind this, TJ?
Can you give me a second, X, so I
You
can
gonna
pull that up?
fabricate your story like you usually do to fit your narrative?
oh,
Do you mind if I get that pulled up there for us, X?
They'll
Holy
find
crap.
some skew stat or some shit.
no. He'll try to blame me for his failures.
Something on the onion, and then they'll throw it up there.
The Onion is a very credible source. Thank you very much. Okay. Let's get you pulled here.
And then there was an old fight, if you could pull up later. Cale Yarborough and Davey Allison, I think, had a fight back in old time NASCAR film. They were swinging helmets at one another.
Hell
That was a
yeah.
fight. Just look up NASCAR fights. They're great.
How about this one? I've got this one here for us.
Okay, now who's Floofy?
Floofy's in the gray. In the gray.
Floofy's he's up the top. He's on the wall.
Yep.
He's on the wall, and you've got Mr. White Car.
And Scummy is below him here.
Captain Hat. I'm a fan of I'm a fan of Captain Hat.
Let's see the video.
Okay. You want to see the video, X?
Yeah.
He didn't do anything. The guy just stupidly ran into the wall. And then he freaking bumps Mr. Whitey. What is this? White car goes ahead and gets bumped over here. This is what led to a fight. Look at this.
He
can't
bumped
have
himself.
the other guy just
He
ran
bumped his
himself
ass
into
into
the
the
wall.
wall.
He bumped his ass on the turn.
Bullshit, he didn't. Stop.
He should have done that. He should have done that. Go, Floofy. You go,
Look at
Floofy.
this. He didn't even touch him. Floofy got afraid. He
Look at
couldn't.
Floofy, man. He's
It got
throwing
hot in the
haymakers.
kitchen. It got hot in the kitchen, and Captain Floofy over there bumped himself into a wall, and then he hit Mr. Hat. I'm a big fan of Mr. Hat. I wish you could have got 3 or 4 punches in on this jerk.
Let me tell you something. Floofy, it wants Mr. Hat to use Advent Health after he decks him. That's what he
He
wants.
wants to give him a
I
concussion.
can wait to see Floof Top just spin his back tire out in the next race and have his car flying like Ricky Bobby's from Talladega Nights.
He probably cost him the win, Floofy.
That's probably it.
That's not very nice, though, is it, X?
He probably cut him off, which made him run into the wall. And he said, he just should have said, fuck him and send him into the damn grass. That's what he
Here's
should
the
have
thing. TJ cut off the beginning where he run him into the wall 3 or 4 times.
He didn't run him into anything.
He probably had his look at the shit on the side of his car. Look how fucked up it is. It's his fault. It's
You know what Floofy reminds me of? One of these millennial little bitches over here. That's what he is. He got all pissy. He's like, you prevented me from winning the race.
Floof Top.
So in other words,
makers, dude.
So in other words, if his hair was here and slid back like yours, then you could identify with that guy.
I'd be a bigger fan of him if he was missing hair. But I like the guy with the hat. He looks like he's probably follically challenged, just like me. Floofy, on the other hand,
I think
it's everything he's got. He's got everything he's got.
I'll tell you what, this guy wasn't throwing punches. He was hoping somebody would bail him out after you threw that one punch because Floofy was coming.
Wasn't he smiling? Did you see him smiling at?
Yeah, he's smirking at him.
Yeah,
he's
he
like,
knew what he was doing. You know what? Good. I can't wait to see. I hope his car flips 17 times in the next.
Who
race.
is this guy? What's this piece of shit's name?
Look at his ass smiling at him. That piece of
He's
shit.
smirking at him. Yeah, I put you in the wall. I cost you the ride, Floofy.
I wish I would have put you. You know what? I hope Mr. Hat would have rammed him into the wall after this. After this, Floofy, come on, stop.
I remember what Cole Trickle did
in the next race.
to Russ Wheeler. I remember what Cole Trickle did to Russ Wheeler. He run him into the wall from Days of Thunder.
You know what's going to happen? Floof's going to cut his brake line in the next race.
Oh,
good luck stopping there, Hat Boy.
I mean, and it's the old. There's a referee there, Mister Sunglasses. It's like we're gonna have none of that. He's like, come on, boys. Look at him. He gets right in there. He's not afraid. He's like John D'Amico used to be. Not afraid to get in there, right in the middle of the fray.
Yeah, Mr. Sunglasses. I was about to say Mr. Sunglasses blocked. I would say probably 5 or 6 the haymakers.
Absolutely. He would have crushed.
He was just catching the haymakers, catching them with his arm, and he's like for nothing.
I'm gonna let you know something. If White Hat would have pummeled this guy. Look at this. Look at him. He's got come on, please.
What would have
stop.
happened to White Hat? White Hat's hat would have popped off his head like Jose Batista
Swinging a baseball bat.
going into second base when he got his shit rocked and his helmet popped off his head. That's what he would have looked like.
You think it would have been that bad there, X?
You know what he would look like? That video that you wouldn't let me show of the guy with the Texas Rangers.
Let's go ahead and that's what X just wants to show people eating freaking balls to the face like a fastball to the mouth. I'm like, I don't think that needs to be on the show there, X.
That ball would have been Floof Top's hand going right into Hat Boy's jaw.
Yeah, okay. All I'm gonna say is this: he didn't do a damn thing, and Floof Top went ahead and bumped himself into the wall. He's just a clumsy driver. That's all it is.
That's it.
Oh my God.
Do we know Floofy's real name and Mr. Hat's real name?
No, and I kind of like it that way.
Mr. Hat and Floof Top.
Floof Top.
Just Floofy.
His hair was just floofing around when he got all angry.
Just Floofy.
Here it is. The Padres. This is the Padres announcer. They chose
this. The Rangers one?
The Padres win, and they got a crying face of Clayton Kershaw. Oh, that's not very nice. And hold on.
Not very nice at all.
We got a message here from Drew. Hold on a second. Hold on a sec. Okay, let's look here. I know Grumpy's going to appreciate this. Grumpy, after I made the Dire Straits money for nothing joke, the joke went over you, Grumpy.
Okay. I don't even remember the joke. So it probably wasn't funny. Drew went to the TJ School of Humor.
Or maybe Grumpy just doesn't understand humor. Drew, I very thoroughly enjoyed that joke. I thought that
That's
was
possible,
it was an apt joke for that time period. Nick D, Grumpy.
Sunex, TJ, Grumpy, how you guys doing tonight? Just a reminder, fire Lou Lamoriello and Fredo immediately.
There it is. There it is. I want to pop this up on screen because I think this is interesting. So we talked about the Eagles and kind of what happened. So they did a little, revisionist history, obviously. It says the Panthers signed Miles Sanders on a 4-year, $25 million contract in free agency. You got $13 million guaranteed. The Eagles replacements of DeAndre Swift and Rashad Penny will combined make less than $3 million this year. Philly is going to be paying $10 million less than if they would have re-signed back Sanders. So again, like you talk about how running backs are a dime a dozen, and you could find, and again, I think DeAndre Swift is a guy who has a lot of question marks with injuries, and so does Rashad Penny, but potentially you get two running backs who've had, injury problems in the past, so you're going to be able to really cut down on the cap hit.
Okay. X, do you want to talk about this at all?
I think DeAndre Swift still has something left in the tank. I mean, I know he gets hurt. I know he gets hurt often. I know that, but I still think he's a good running back if healthy. I think Miles Sanders is a really good running back, and at that point in time, the Panthers had already lost McCaffrey, and they were in need of a running back. So I think that was a smart pickup by them.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, do you not remember what was on screen, Grumpy, for the last? Okay.
Yeah, I do. Here's what I want to say about it. You're right. DeAndre Swift and Rashad Penny will make less than $3 million this year. Here's the thing. They're always hurt. Always. I think they're both excellent backs. Neither one has ever been able to make it through even half a season before getting injured.
That's not true.
No, it absolutely is true.
Not true.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's just not true.
It's true. So, yeah, they're paying less, but here's the thing. DeAndre Swift is a UFA at the end of the year, and so is Rashad Penny. So you're going to have to redo your whole backfield at the end of the season. I just think it's a little disingenuous saying, well, gosh, if they save the money on this. Yes, maybe in the short run, but in the long run, probably not. And here's the thing. I don't think Miles Sanders is the best back in the league, but he stays healthy and he plays a lot. And he fits what Carolina does. And when you're a bad team, sometimes you got to overpay a little bit to get players to go there. You just do. And I think what the Eagles have done this offseason has been phenomenal. I thought DeAndre Swift was a really good pickup for them. Rashad Penny, good pickup. You're hoping that they stay healthy, because if they don't, which has been their track record, they don't have a running back to fall back on. Boston Scott is not the answer.
Drew L said, I'm not going to lie. That mom flipping the bird to Evander Kane pitcher goes hard.
Now, Grump, do you know what goes hard means?
Yeah, Evander Kane got a stiffy when she flipped him off.
No, it's not.
Not quite, Grump.
Getting closer.
Sporting a Woody?
No.
It means that it's like fantastic. It goes hard, man. It's intense.
I know what it meant. I know what it meant.
I don't know, Grump. Now, so I backed him up there.
Whoa!
Makai Becton, who ballooned to over 400 pounds, has since lost 50 plus pounds and now weighs 342 pounds per ESPN. Becton completely transformed his body and slimmed down after a lot of hard work and commitment.
Okay. Here's the thing. Here's what they didn't tell you. You see the picture on the left? That was him when he got in shape to 342. 2 weeks later, he's back over 4 bills again. That's what he looks like now.
Can we talk a little bit about like how we're praising a guy who went from 400 pounds to 350 pounds? Like, this guy's a professional athlete. Are we supposed to be celebrating him that congratulations, he worked hard enough to shed 50 pounds when he weighed 400 plus pounds? Is that like something we should be celebrating?
I have one question. Do you think the picture of him when he weighed 400 pounds over there on the right, do you think he's licking like barbecue sauce off the corner of his mouth?
I don't even know what. Maybe X, but my God. And just look at how big, man, fat as a fat son of a bitch in that picture. My God.
Okay. I have one thing to say. And just think about this. Even after he's gotten in great shape, the Jets did not pick up his 5th-year option.
Because he's had a lot of injury trouble.
Okay, but that should tell you something. They put all their eggs in the fat boy basket, and this is what they got. They didn't think he was good enough even this year They didn't go out and get someone. If you thought that he was the answer, would you not have picked up his 5th-year option?
You know what it tells me in typical Jets fashion? He's going to come back and have a great year. They're going to give him a huge contract, and he'll never play again. They'll be on the freaking hook for a huge contract in Jets land.
Does
And
he go out to lunch with Lizzo? That's what I want to know.
they probably used to be eating partners, and he said, "I've got to stop. I got to slim down. I'm sorry, I can't."
Or
She
maybe
got obviously upset.
maybe she got bigger than him and she just started eating everything on the table. He couldn't get enough.
They might have a membership to Costco or Sam's.
Ooh.
I'll run up a
Ooh.
$7 bill.
Oh,
I want to put this up here because I thought we want to talk about where are the Chicago or the Washington Commanders. They cried calling Andrew Luck to see if he was available to sign with them last year. Andrew Luck, who has not played in the NFL in like 7 years now, it almost feels like 6-7 years.
it's been forever.
In a while.
Just talking about where they are. I mean, like, what's initial reaction when you see something like this, X and Grumpy?
You're screwed. If you're calling on retire, why not give Cam a call, right? He's so good.
Give Cam a call. Yeah, Cam is only 1 year older. Maybe he was the same age as Andrew Luck.
I mean, if they're going after Andrew Luck, who's been retired for the last 5-6 years, why not give Cam a try, right? Because he's so good.
Okay. You realize Ron Rivera, who is the coach of the Commanders, coached Cam Newton. He wanted nothing to do with him in the return trip.
He knows how
Absolutely
shitty he is.
nothing. He knows he sucks. Here's the thing the first thing I thought was, and I never thought I'd say this because I thought his beard was hideous. Grow the freaking beard back, you no-chin bastard, you. That was the first thing I thought. I see why he had the beard all those years.
Oh, stop. Come on, Grump.
He looks like Melvin Milquetoast without that beard. Grow it back.
Okay. He's also thinned up probably a good bit since he doesn't play football.
He's got no chin. He's chinless.
Speaking, I mean, he stopped playing last year. He played was 2018.
I mean, would you say he was a bust?
5 years. No, I wouldn't say that.
No,
He was all pro a few times, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won the
freaking
AP he won AP Player of the Year his last year playing.
Yeah, he's good. He was good.
Yeah, my God, I don't understand why the hell he stopped playing. To be
The
honest.
injuries.
Saddle back up, partner, and get your ass out there. I don't know what else to tell you.
Well, here's the thing. He went to Stanford, so he's not like Greg Hardy. He actually got his degree, and he's probably able to do something else in his life.
I mean,
he doesn't have to be
got out.
He doesn't have to be pretending that he works in Walmart.
Oh, stop. We got here as well. Dalvin Cook remains uncertain of future. Adam Schefter says here, I think there's some real questions as to whether he'll be in Minnesota this upcoming season. I think it's fair to say his future is in question. He's requested a trade, I know. And so is Eckler. A lot of these running backs, when they think it's time for them to get paid, and it's unfortunate. It's just like a cautionary tale of running backs. They're never going to get paid the big bucks. As soon as their first contract's up, most of them have already been used and abused to where they no longer have what it takes to be a consistent every down back anymore.
Yeah. For me, I don't think you're going to see again. Dalvin Cook has had injury concerns as well, right? Throughout his career, he's still a damn good back.
Sure.
He wants to get paid. You mentioned Austin Eckler, same thing. But Austin Eckler's going nowhere. He's not going anywhere. And you're not going to see Dalvin Cook go anywhere either. Because what would Minnesota do for the running back position going forward? You're going to run the backup, Madison? No.
Yeah, Matson. He's not terrible, but they don't have another running back.
I'll say Eckler gets hurt a lot too.
Yeah, so does Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook's had some injury history as well.
Yeah.
I want to put this up here. How nuts is this? Do you remember when Patrick Mahomes signed that huge contract, that big contract, and was like, oh my God, how are the Chiefs ever going to recover from this big contract? Now, he's only the 7th highest paid quarterback in the NFL. That jabroni, Lamar Jackson, gets paid more than any other quarterback in the NFL. Jalen Hurts, 2nd most. Aaron Rodgers, 3rd most. Russell Wilson, oh my God, 4th highest paid QB. Then that average, just a jag of a player, Kyler Murray. Deshaun Watson, oof, he better come back and play lights out this year.
Is that including Kyler Murray's professional gaming salary as well, or is that just
no? If you include the MLG or if you include the Major League Gaming, he probably is higher than Lamar Jackson.
Okay. What's the difference between Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes? I'm not talking talent-wise. I'm talking monetarily because I can't see it. It's way
Okay,
too small.
let me try to zoom in here a little bit further. It just gets harder and harder to see. Okay, so Lamar Jackson gets paid $52 million a year. Patrick Mahomes 45.
Okay. Do you think Patrick Mahomes looks to renegotiate his deal?
Yes.
Maybe.
Because he's going to drop again and again. Because when the new contracts come up for Joe Burrow and
Herbert.
Justin Herbert, he's going to drop as well. Those are just facts. It's all about timing. It's all about timing. I think Mahomes' mistake was signing a 10-year deal. That was his mistake. If he just signed, and Gronk had the same issue. He signed like a 9-year extension with New England, or like in his second year in the league, and he always wanted more money, but they're like, nope. And I just don't think that the Patriots are different than the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs, if he wants to go back to the table, they can do that. I mean, every year they go for him to restructure, put in the signing bonus, which in fact gives him more guaranteed money, but the value of what counts against the cap goes down. So, like I said, I'll be interested to see if he wants to go back to the table at some point in time to renegotiate. But you'd have to say, based on accomplishments, he's underpaid compared to all those other guys.
Yes.
Where's Josh Allen on that list?
He wasn't on the list.
Okay, so he's actually below that. Josh Allen's probably better than all the rest of them too.
Let's watch this here. Little Kentucky Derby action. Not sure if you guys had a chance to watch it. Let's quick little race here.
Your mic sounded like trash.
Was that?
Your mic was sounding like trash for a second.
I can't hear anything.
Do you want me to put it loud for you, Grumpy?
Yeah.
Will join them from the inside, so it's these four early on. Confidence game and two Phils drafting in behind them. And then Hit Show to the inside. They're being followed by Rocket Can and Reigns Kane. King Russell is next. Cyclone
I think this is the course right
and
here.
Then comes Mandarin Hero in this arm. Dermis Otagake has been taken well off the
It was a
pace here.
15-1
He is
odds.
near the back of the pack early on. And then comes Mage, followed by Sun Thunder, Angel of Empire, and Tepid Trice. The two favorites are second to last and last as they race to the backstretch. It is verifying in front.
Two Phils. I bet you that horse is boring.
He's very boring, I'm sure. You want to hear this, Grumpy? I don't need to hear them rattling off where people are. That's not important to me.
Well, shit. That's what so you just think watching it? I love listening to the announcers. And down the stretch they come. It's a battle between this one and that. I love that stuff.
Grumpy, you can do that. You're going to be our announcer.
I don't know any of the horses.
has moved through on his inside. Angel of Empire has passed a few too. He's down on the rail as they make their way around the far turn. Kate Barnes, the undefeated runner for Todd Pletcher, is the leader. Here's two Phils making a move on the inside.
Two
and the two of
Phils.
them hook up, and Jareth Loveberry has taken two Phils to the front.
I think this is I don't remember which one of these horses is. I think he's a blue jockey. There was a jockey's first time ever winning the Kentucky Derby.
He's coming from way back.
This horse is tired as shit.
It's this one right here. I think it's this. Maybe it's this one. I don't remember.
No, it's the one you
This one?
pointed at. That one.
Two Phils on the inside, trying to hold up Mage. Mage has taken the lead here.
There it
They
is.
come into the final 16, and it is going to be Mage to win the Kentucky Derby.
I feel like that would be fun to watch a Kentucky Derby live.
I think the Kentucky Derby. It's got to be the Derby and then the Preakness and the Belmont, depending if there's something to race for. But yes, the Triple Crown races are super exciting without a doubt.
What was the last horse you remember being really, really good?
Secretariat.
The most. That's the last horse you remember being really good.
Well, American Pharaoh won the Triple
Pharaoh.
Crown.
That's what I was gonna say.
But all his times were less than Secretariat.
Do you remember
so
Lucky
what was
Day?
The last, not was the best. What was the last horse you remember being good?
I guess American Pharaoh.
That's what I would say as well.
But he was just good. Wasn't great.
Won the Triple Crown.
I'm going to leave this. I'm going to run to the restroom, but that's where we are comment-wise, Grump.
Okay. Brendan Burke announcing the Florida game as well. He's really good as an announcer, without a doubt. Shay says, I'm going to bring up a Mets prospect stats I'm friendly with and is playing really well since April 22nd. Gerber Ha, I'm sorry, Geber 0.64 ERA, a 1 earned run in 14 innings pitched with just 5 hits allowed, 2 walks, 13 Ks, and a 111 opponent batting average. Don't know where he's playing, though. So, is he a AAA guy? Is he single or double? Drew says, and those are pretty good numbers, though, by the way. Drew says, Raleigh Fingers is still one of the coolest names of all time. There, I said it.
I got a signed helmet of him, signed athletics helmet of him. Yeah.
I mean, he was part of the Mustache Gang back in the 70s that won 3 World Series titles in a row. And the handlebar mustache is his calling card to this day. And it all came because Charlie Finley wanted to pay them to grow mustaches. And they hated it. They like, yeah, okay, because he was so damn cheap. I think it was like $500 each, something like that. Nothing by today's standards. Even back then, really not a whole lot of money for a professional athlete, but they all did it, every single one of them, including the manager. Shea says he also pitched 7 scoreless innings, allowing just 3 hits, no walks, and had 6 Ks. He's only in high A ball with Brooklyn, but I wanted to bring him up. He's, at least 2 years away, you would say, X?
Yeah.
Now, interestingly, there's a guy named Bryce Miller for the Seattle Mariners who was pitching in double A ball this year. Wow. He's come up his first 2 games. He lost the first game to the A's. He gave up 1 run and 2 hits, and he had 10 strikeouts in 6 innings. Wow. He beat Houston today, giving up 2 hits, striking out, I think, 5, and no runs. So it can be done. But I don't think this young guy is going to be ready to come up for a couple of years.
I mean, it depends. It depends how, like, if they get him to AAA ball and he's still lighting it up, especially with the pitching needs that they need pitching issues that they have right now.
But he's an A ball. He's an A ball.
Yeah, I know. It depends. It depends on how well he does when they bring him up. I'm sure he will be, with numbers like that, he will be brought up this year to AA, if not AAA.
Yeah, he'll move up, absolutely. But I'm just saying not to the pros.
I mean, well, you never know. If he lights it up, let's say he has 10 starts in AAA and just lights it up in AAA.
Okay, but he's not going to go from single A to the majors in 1 year. He's not. He's not. He absolutely is not. Okay. We did that one. Did the next one too.
Sam Reinhart, let's go. Florida wins. Florida wins with a wraparound.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, give me a sec here.
Now who's Shea with there? Who's she with in her picture?
There you go, Grumpy.
Who is that? Like, it's so small.
What you're seeing here is as good as what I'm seeing, Grumpy. So
my eyesight isn't as good.
You have your reading glasses?
No.
Okay. Well, Nick D here, Grump.
How about laughing at a Leafs fan right now? Everyone in Canada except for Ontario are very happy right now.
What was funny, they showed the I guess they have the watch party out in front of the stadium, and everybody's just standing there, just looking around.
Just
what you do.
Yep. I mean, it's starting to set in, man. You're done.
Oh yeah.
That's yikes.
Sorry, Toronto. Hey, at least they won a playoff series. Really one that they were outplayed in. I thought they played better last year against the Lightning, even though they lost in 7, than they did this year when they won in 6.
Yeah.
How they played.
Let me ask you this. Do you think they can make the comeback, Grump?
No. I don't think they're strong enough mentally.
Not mentally strong enough?
No.
Makes enough sense. The goalie's not there. Florida's hot, right? That's as simple as it is. Florida's just hot right now.
Well, they lose a goalie, and it's like all over for them.
They're just hot, man. It's
Florida has another home game next.
Yep.
Yeah. Florida's going to close. Florida should close. Let me rephrase this. Florida should close the door on them. That's what should happen. And if you don't, you're going to really start scratching your head and be disappointed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only way I can put it is if Florida doesn't close the door, they're going to be in trouble. It's because could you imagine? I mean, like again, 3-2, and then I don't know. Yeah, got to close the door. Close the door at home. Simple as that. Yeah, overtime win. I'm going to try to pull up that goal, Grumpy. If you keep on reading comments there, but goon, Grumpy.
Is it becoming clear the Panthers will win the Holy Grail this year? I tell you what, I still don't think they're good enough defensively, but that Kachuk, Bennett line, I think it's Kachuk and Bennett, or Kachuk and Reinhardt, whichever one, has been the best line of the playoffs, period. End of sentence, end of story, even better than McDavid.
No.
And Drysdale. Absolutely.
You're nuts. You're freaking nuts.
They bring so
stupid.
much to the table. They bring physicality. They bring defense. You don't get that from the Edmonton guys. Yeah, Edmonton
brings goals and W's. That's what Edmonton brings to the table, Grump.
Okay.
So the Panthers are bringing W's. What you mean?
Yeah.
Reinhardt changing sides of the ice for Lundell.
X has already seen this one. But
I've already seen this one. Wow, there it is right there. Whoa.
what the fuck is going on
God.
here? Oh
Now,
my God.
This is their backup goalie. Samsonov went out with an injury in the second period.
Yep, I saw that. It didn't even really look like he got hit that hard.
Pussy.
Honestly, though, it really didn't look like he got hit that hard.
What the look at the Toronto defense.
Ugh.
Oh my God.
That's on the goalie. That's on the goalie. I mean, he's
look how
out of
slow
position
to react. Doop, 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 doop.
And the guy, here's the thing: 78 need to play
Do a better job of boxing out and getting a body on him. Yeah,
he's got to be stronger behind the net, without a doubt.
Yikes, man! Yikes!
Asshole, baby.
I mean, that's a big win for Florida. Big win for Florida. Good for them.
That was better watching it the second time. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh man! All righty, Shay got one for us too. She says the Mets when bases are loaded. All right, I'm gonna head out. And got one here from Drew. Let's see what he sent here. Alex Lafreniere or Capo Caco.
Who said that?
Be casualties. Casualties.
Who said that?
No idea.
They're not even, both of them aren't even up for contracts. Just one is. Lafreniere is up for contract. So what? He's an RFA. Why would he be a cap casualty? They have almost $13 million in cap space.
Cap casualty. Yeah, they're going to be fine. They shouldn't have to worry. And then Drew says here, Frank, Harold Ballard is a devil that's cursing this team from the grave. The Leafs will never win.
Never's an awful long time, Drew.
Shay, Grumpy. You see who that is, Grumpy? Can you see on your rec specs?
Robin Salo.
There it is. Okay.
How come they were laying off pitches last year, and this year they're swinging at the same pitches? It's the same lineup. What has changed? It really could be the hitting coach. Maybe they're looking for at a different. Now, here's the thing. Maybe teams realized that the Mets were taking pitches, so they start grooving that first pitch because they're not going to swing at it. And then they're like, well, shit, we can't let that happen. So now they're saying, you know what? If you see one coming down the middle fastball, go for it. It could be just simple execution where teams are aware of what they're doing and the pitches have adjusted. Can the Mets make the next adjustment? That's all.
Got here a comment there from Shay too, Grumpy.
They were a lot more clutch last year than this year. They got the big hits the majority of the time and had big innings. There's none of that this year. It's still early. It's
a long season, but I will tell you the Mets, the bats scare me. That's the problem. The bats.
Yeah, I agree. They need bigger bats. Period.
And they're striking out more and not working the pitcher's count this year. It definitely has to do with the hitting coach.
It could be just the strategy that they're using. Could be.
Got a comment here from Goon Grumpy.
Was it the Leafs or the Blues that screwed over Al Arbor? Maybe that explains the Leafs' curse. Well, I don't think he was with the Leafs. I thought he was with the Detroit organization, and he absolutely played for the Blues. But I don't know if you could say he was screwed over. I think that he was a Blues assistant coach. I don't know. I don't remember him getting screwed over.
Grump, that's one I'm gonna have to leverage you on that one. That's
Like I said, I don't know. It has nothing to do with a curse, by the way.
Shay said, I've been watching more minor league games than the major league games this year, recently, because it's a lot easier to watch. Oof.
I think this is what Shay is doing. Remember, Shay is young, so she wants to be on the cutting edge of sports journalism as she moves forward, currying favor. So here's the thing: if she's making friends with these guys in the minors, all of a sudden when they get to be the pros, they're going to know who Shay is.
Oh shit.
That's right.
Okay.
Now I'll say too, like personally myself, I enjoy going to a game and watching a game in person rather than watching it on TV, at least for baseball. So, I mean, I kind of agree with you. I would probably rather go to a minor league game and watch it in person than watch a pro one on TV.
It's more fun.
Yeah, it is.
Minor league games are fun.
Yeah.
The Leafs curse originates from Ballard and how he fucked over Dave Keon.
He was cheap. Howard Bauer was cheap, without a doubt.
I lived through it. I know, says State of Survival. What's up, Amari Productions? How are you?
What's up?
An absolute fucking fucked base take from Alex Monroe right there. TJ is shooketh now. Cam Newton just blows.
I think maybe saying a biased take.
Maybe.
No, he meant based.
Based, I don't know. That's what he said.
Cougar says a year or so ago, Grumpy complained that he was a tired old man after helping Son X rip up the floor in his house. Son X, would you like to explain your side of the story?
No, Grump definitely helped me out a whole lot with fixing up the house. So.
A whole lot.
X just didn't do a damn thing. He just sat on his ass.
X did stuff. Do not lie. X did stuff. But yes, Grump, very pivotal piece in getting that done. So
Is it
Grump,
good when you've got to rely on a 60-plus-year-old man to do all the work? That X, a young able body couldn't do any work on you.
Just sit over there and shut up, Magnum PI. All right.
Hold on. Were you having Grumpy bending over, ripping damn floorboards up and shit like that?
Grumpy was helping out with that. Yeah.
That's a modest way of saying absolutely.
Grumpy, now let me be honest. Were you sitting on the ground and tearing up the pieces, or were you standing up?
Standing up.
Okay, so X was the one sitting on the ground tearing up the pieces.
X was not sitting. He was not on the ground.
Messing around.
No, I was peeling the pieces up.
He was watching. He was watching.
I was helping you peel up the floorboard.
He was watching. X Grumpy
He
just
was moving.
watching.
As soon as I got it, as soon as I got all the glue off the bottom, he would pick it up and put it in another pile.
My God,
that's what he did.
Like you were the worker ant that when Grumpy did all the hard manual labor of tearing this up, ripping all the glue up, X carried maybe about the quarter of a pound panel and just walked it into a different bag and said, "All righty, I'm helping."
All right, today's new nickname is Magnum BMI.
Oh, wow. That's not nice.
That's his new nickname.
Hold on, is this X? Wow. All I'm doing is asking Grumpy questions.
You're talking shit. You're stirring the pot. Is exactly.
Watch out! Watch out!
I'm just asking Grumpy questions.
TJ, you are poking the bear right now because you know how mean he can be.
All I'm doing is just asking Grumpy questions. That's it.
Magnum BMI. Wow.
That's all I'm doing is just asking Grumpy questions.
Yikes.
That's it.
Body mass index. Yikes.
There it is. Goon Goon was actually the one who stirred the entire pot. But Drew L. Grumpy.
Grumpy Cam Newton might have sucked, but at least he has more MVPs than you. TJ's the consecutive MVP of this podcast.
Yeah!
I can't say the same for you. Although if I was on, I'd be stealing those MVPs. Drew has a mighty big opinion of himself. I don't think anyone says that TJ's the MVP.
All right, the only MVP award Cam won was the most valuable pussy because he was too afraid to jump in on a damn phone, right? That's the only thing he should have won.
That's true. That's true. Prince Chicken Wing says Islanders suck. Mets suck. At least Sexy Dexy got an extension, so I have something to look forward to for the next few years. Sexy Dexy.
Dexter Lawrence.
Oh, that's right, for the Giants. Sexy Dexy.
I
never heard him called Sexy Dexy.
But, Drew L says
Yoko Homo. That's going to be my term when I move to Japan. when I hate the Bay Stars. LOL, I'm kidding. It was, first of all, Yokohama, not Yokohama.
Yokohama, baby.
TJ.
Drew L said, "Do you know what, TJ? Oh, do you know what, TJ? It's okay. Brian Cashman always trades away young, promising prospects for question marks and injury-prone players.
How's that work out for them when it counts the most?
Well, it's worked out for them because all Yankee prospects are always overvalued.
When the
Always.
Yankees were in their glory days, and I'm talking about the 90s, 1990s, and early 2000s, it was because George Steinbrenner was suspended from the game, and Gene Stick Michael, who was a crappy shortstop for them, couldn't hit his weight, was pretty good fielding. He was the general manager, and he did not trade away any of the prospects, and they turned out to be Jeter, Williams, Posada, Pettit. All those guys came up through the system. He took Roberto Kelly and converted him into Paul O'Neill. That's why the Yankees are so good. They weren't overpaying. They were actually saving money and then augmenting with free agency as they developed all those talents to come up through the system, who led them to all those championships. Cashman has gone away from that. It's a mistake.
I think this is a good segue into the next topic of discussion. Chat GPT. Grumpy, are you aware with what that is? I know we mentioned at the top. It's like AI. So, it's supposed to be, imagine these are like Phil's facts, Phil's computers over here. They said, who are the best MLB players since 2000? Mike Trout is number one. Albert Pujols, Derek Jeter, Barry Bonds, Miguel Cabrera, Clayton Kershaw, Ichiro Suzuki, Randy Johnson, Alex Rodriguez, and Mariano Rivera. Mike Trout is the best player since 2000. I guess because maybe he's still active and playing is the only reason he's on this list. But I just find it hard because Jeter, when did Jeter break in the league?
Jeter's too freaking high. Jeter's way too high on that list. Way too high.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Get over 3,000
Jeter would
hits.
Go ahead, X. Go
Get
ahead.
over 3,000 hits and 5 Gold Glove awards. And you think
Jeter does blow? I just waiting to see where Mike Piazza is because Jeter does blow. That's right. I do agree.
Mike Piazza didn't even make the list, so
way too high. Grumpy.
Since 2000. Since 2000.
Name a better shortstop.
Alex Rodriguez.
Alex Rodriguez played third base.
Played shortstop with the Rangers.
But still, he played third base.
Okay. Mariano Rivera.
Much better.
He's the best closing pitcher of all time.
I don't care. And I love Mariano Rivera. Great relief pitcher. Best player in baseball, top 10 since the 2000s. Stop. Absolutely stop. He doesn't even play a freaking position. He pitched 1 inning a game.
Okay.
And I love Mariano Rivera. Stop.
Fair enough there. But okay, at the same point in time, I think Jeter is where he should be. If not, he could have been higher.
Oh my God, stop. Why is Roger Clemens not on that list? Why is Roger Clemens not on that list?
I don't know. Right? Jeter plays the most difficult position on defense, which is shortstop.
No, absolutely
really,
not.
What's the most difficult position on defense in baseball?
It is
they only look. I guess they only look from 2000 and on. So like all of the years that he played for the Blue Jays and the Red Sox, they didn't include.
Don't count.
And they only looked at it from pretty much the Yankees, Astros, and Yankees.
Alex Rodriguez is probably, I won't say twice the player of Derek Jeter, way better than Derek Jeter.
I agree.
Okay, Jeter had
way
more.
Better. I'm sorry. It's because they don't like Alex Rodriguez.
You think that the AI doesn't like Alex Rodriguez? So
the steroids thing. I guarantee they take the steroids thing.
Bullshit. Then why the hell is Barry Bonds up at number 4 then if they take steroids into consideration?
Because Barry Bonds was freaking incredible.
How is Barry Bonds not
higher? How is Barry Bonds not number 1?
Yes.
How is Barry Bonds not number 1?
And where the hell is Shohei Ohtani? That son of a bitch needs to be top 10 already also. Are you kidding me?
Here's my thing.
Shohei Ohtani?
Are they taking defense into perspective in this or no?
It's AI, X, so they're taking everything into perspective.
Because do you think Barry Bonds was as good of a defensive player as Jeter was?
He was
absolutely he was.
He was 15 times. He's 15 times the batter that freaking Derek Jeter was.
Yeah, he hit for power numbers.
Barry Bonds
hit for average too. Barry Bonds smashed the shit out of that ball.
What was Jeter's average? Look up Jeter's average.
Barry Bonds was a better player than Derek Jeter. Full stop. Come on.
Jeter played the most difficult position in defense in baseball.
Dude, I'm a Yankee fan. Derek Jeter had no freaking range. He had no range.
Are you kidding me?
He wouldn't get to the ball up the middle.
You're right. Never dove into the stands, making ridiculous catches. Never made throws across his body, backhand plays. Yeah, you're right. Never
Okay,
did.
I'm a Yankees fan, and I can admit that he's way too high on this list. Way too high. Ichiro Suzuki was a better player than
Gold
him.
gloves. He won 5 Gold Gloves.
How many did Ichiro Suzuki win? Every year he won Gold Glove from right field. How many Gold Gloves did Ichiro Suzuki? Ichiro Suzuki is way too low on this list.
Again,
Clayton Kershaw way too high.
Again, he plays outfield. It's a lot easier to play outfield than it is to play shortstop. A lot easier.
I don't think he had 5 Gold Gloves, Jeter.
Look it up.
In the 20 from 2000 on.
Okay, I'm talking about his career. He had 5 Gold Gloves.
This is only from 2000
Suzuki
on.
had 10 Gold Gloves in his career.
10. Twice as many.
He played outfield.
What was the batting average? Did Jeter do anything better than any of these guys?
No.
Because I'm going to say the answer is no.
He had over 3,000 hits.
So did Suzuki.
Ichiro had 3,089 hits. He only played he came over to the league at 27 years old and left at 45. He had over 3,000 hits. He had 311 career batting average. I mean, Barry Bonds, people forget Barry Bonds, not only did he lead the MLB in home runs for a career, he also was walked more times than any other player in the history of the game.
Yep.
He hit 298. Okay, think about this. His on-base percentage was 444. Almost every other. I mean, if he's going up to bat, 1 out of every 2 chances for the most part, he's going to end up on base in some capacity.
What about A-Rod?
No,
look at A-Rod's.
A-Rod was much. Yeah, A-Rod's much better. Yeah, it's just a losing
way
battle.
too high for Jeter. Way too high for him.
Okay, you realize from 2000 on, he averaged a 300 batting average.
So did Suzuki.
Yeah.
So did Bonds.
Yeah. Bonds is better from the 2000 once the steroids started kicking in.
The fact they were okay. Here's the thing: Mariano should not be at 10. Kershaw should not be at 6. Mickey Cabrera was really freaking good.
He should be a little higher, in my
opinion.
opinion.
Here's the thing: he's lower because he's still playing and he's not putting up big numbers now. He was tremendous earlier in his career. Ichiro way too high.
Ichiro in 2011 batted under 300. 2012, 2 times in 2000. Hold on 1 second.
Don't make us pull up Jeter because he didn't hit 300 every freaking year.
X, I don't want to tear apart your childhood favorite, but I will if you make me.
Oh, he's going to do it.
From 2000 to 2014, he batted over 300.
Every year.
322 in 2000. 320 in 2001, 317 in 2002, 317 in 2003, 315 2004, 314 2005, 317 2006, 317 2007, 316 2008, 317 2009, 2010 314, 2011 313, 313 2012. Jeter's batting average.
Let's be talking about.
No. I'm looking at Jeter's batting average right now. That's not true. 270 in 2010.
I'm literally looking up right now.
Yeah, he had years where he hit he had 310 a career batting average.
The other guy had 311 and played.
He only hit 260 home runs. I'm sorry, couldn't hit for power.
How many home runs did Suzuki have? Did Ichiro have?
I'll pull it up here.
I mean, I'm sorry, way too high for Jeter. Way too high. The fact that he played in New York and was part of all those championship teams. That's what gets him high on that list. If he played for Arizona, you wouldn't even know who the frick he is.
He only had 117 Ichiro. You know what let's look at the next one here too. They put up the best pitchers since the 2000s. And Clayton Kershaw's number 1, Grum.
Okay, stop.
Pedro Martinez is down there at 4.
Randy Johnson was really freaking good.
Yeah, it's only for 2001. I wonder where a guy like Johan Santana is on a list like this.
He was injured. He didn't pitch long enough.
And where's Jacob deGrom?
Okay, Zach Greinke, no. Chris Sale, he was good. CC,
yes.
you know what? I don't know. I think the fact that they played in the Yankees or played Verlander and Scherzer, absolutely. Pedro, too low. Mariano, again, he's a freaking relief pitcher. I'm sorry. He's a relief pitcher. He only pitched 1 inning a game.
I was going to say, I'm shocked Vladimir Guerrero didn't make that other list.
Well, most of his career was
the
before 2000.
Before 2000, okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You don't have the numbers, just from that time frame. No.
Shohei Ohtani should have been number 1 on both lists, though.
He hasn't played long enough.
He'll be up there soon.
Maybe
right now should be up there.
Maybe
he'll be number 1 on each list, back-to-back list. Actually, all-time list.
Okay, let's look here. Okay, I agree. Emily in Paris sucks. I don't know what that is.
I can't. It's a show the warden is watching. I watched it. I looked at it. I'm like, yeah, this is not a show for me. It's got all those red button items for me. So I'm like, no. Turn it off.
Gungun says, "Where's Pony Boy, D-Cut, and Anthony Cheese?" Good question. I don't know, Gungun.
I don't know.
Skew Car says, "Post race octagon." There it is, getting a little bit of punching in. Alexander Grumpy.
How about that pajama boy is going to get swept? Well, we don't know if they're going to get swept. Don't count your chicken. Don't count your chicken jet. Wait till they finish cashed in.
Alexander getting grumpy here.
Hey guys, hope all is well. I've been busy so much. My wife is about to give birth any day. Hope everything's doing well, Alexander. Yep. So I got to keep a close eye. Just want to come on because today I have some time to chat with you guys. Well, thank you, Alexander. Always a pleasure.
Drew L. Grumpy.
I'll be referring to the Toronto Maple Leafs as the Toronto Maple Leafs from now on. They are the Clippers of the NBA official.
Tony Cheese did send me something, X, that I think you'll enjoy. He did send this to me. He says, "This is for Sun X. Is Derek Jeter the most overrated player ever?"
He is. He absolutely. And this coming from a Yankee fan.
Oh, it's only 16 minutes. That's not too long, X. I guess we can devote the last 16 minutes to the show to find out if he's the most overrated player ever.
I'm just going to say, do you remember when A-Rod got into trouble because he said that when he played for Seattle, that we never worried about Derek Jeter. We were more concerned with Paul O'Neill and Bernie Williams. That we didn't have to concern ourselves with Jeter because Jeter had clutch hits. Absolutely did. But if you go in a scouting report, who are the players you have to worry about? Who are the players that you think other teams, when A-Rod was playing for the Yankees, you think, hey, we got to make sure we don't let A-Rod beat us.
We got
Jeter's not going to beat you.
Well, there is a way to beat A-Rod. You just have a urine test right before the game. It's like beat him.
Oh, wow. That's a cheap shot right there, X.
How
shit about Jeter, damn it.
Truth be told, Derek Jeter is X's Tom Brady.
He was the guy I always loved as a kid playing. Yep, absolutely.
Oh, Derek Jeter will always be X's favorite player, always.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeter wasn't that great of a player. Overrated. Probably shouldn't even made the Hall of Fame.
He's better than Mike Pizza, right?
Oh,
Mike Piazza was the best hitting catcher to ever freaking lace up a pair of freaking cleats there.
Okay, now, but the big question is, X, is he better than Jose Reyes?
Jeter?
Yeah.
My God, yeah. Don't ask TJ. TJ thinks Jose Reyes is damn better than Derek Jeter.
No, never was.
Okay,
but that was a running battle in our house when they were both younger. Was TJ was Jose Reyes? I'd much rather have Jose Reyes than Derek Jeter. I'm like, no, come on.
I told him I said he just argued to argue. He'd argue the sky was green.
Now, does this have to do with Jokic throwing a punch?
He didn't throw a punch. I'll be honest with you. This is bullshit. I wish he would have clocked that bitch in the face for what he got. He got teed up for this. I'll let you watch. I think it's a little bit of an embellishment. Looks like the owner for the Sun is like, whoa, trying to draw a technical.
And there's Al McCoy. Hey, had an incredible career, an incredible man, was here with them for 5 years. Hard to believe he'll be gone. Going to be strange to walk into this building and not see his smiling face. As
he's trying to grab the ball because they're trying to get momentum because this guy is out here. He wants to catch him in a fast break.
Phoenix turns it over.
Yeah, why the hell is the fan touching the ball?
Boy, Jokic.
He didn't punch him in the face. Boy, look at this. Look at this floppy
walk into this building and not see his smiling face.
The blue
as
shirt.
Phoenix turns it over.
Yeah, he didn't touch
Jokic. A little bit of contact.
Smack right in the face.
That potentially could get dangerous. I think Jokic was just trying to get the basketball from the crowd, and crowd a little upset about that, and right into the area where Suns owner Matt Ishbia is seated just to our left in that corner as security quickly trying to step in and defuse the situation. Teams will go to their
I'm fine.
respective
What a floppy
benches.
bitch. Look at this
See a
shit.
Kogi
Wouldn't handle the
landing.
ball.
That's what happened there. Jokic, boy,
He
trying to
swatted
He
out
didn't do anything.
Ishbia
He didn't
with
even
a
touch him.
shove. Oh, wow.
He
boy.
didn't even touch him.
What an absolute fucking bitch. I wish you would have
You know,
clocked that.
Matt Ishbia did play
kid
for
in the-
Tom
look,
Izzo, so
clocked
he's
that.
unafraid,
Oh,
I'm sure.
what a fucking bitch.
You want to know what I hope?
Little
I
bit of
hope
a
Green
big flop
Jacket
from
is in the
Ishbia there.
car that hat is driving during the next race.
Here's the thing. I was not rooting for anyone in this series.
I'm rooting
Now
for
I'm
the Denver
rooting for
Nuggets.
whoever Jokic plays for. Who's he play
Denver
for?
Nuggets. Denver Nuggets.
Denver. I'm rooting for Denver.
I
Absolutely.
hope there's a ball that's bouncing around. He has to dive in the stands, and it just happens to be that guy, and he spears him right there with his head. Boom! Coughs
my
up his
goodness.
popcorn or something. Just ridiculous. This sell job. This is just absurd in my opinion. What a piece of shit. And think about it. They go to the. I'm pretty sure the video review table to determine if they're going to get a T, and then they go ahead and determine this is.
You know, Matt
Are you
Ishbia did
kidding
play
me?
for Tom Izzo, so he's unafraid.
He's holding him. He's grabbing him.
A little bit of a.
I
maybe
can't
a flop
believe
from
He's
that
even
Ishbia
touching
there.
him.
Wow, you got to sell it to the officials, you know.
Been laughing
Look,
about that
we
shit.
kid, but that could have gotten ugly.
I wish it
Thankfully,
would have gotten
everyone
ugly.
Was able to quickly.
Wouldn't hand the ball over.
regather
Nope,
their
I'm not going
composure.
to hand the
That's what
ball
I
over.
don't think Ishbia appreciated. Then Jokic.
He's not even looking at him when he touches him.
I'm
The little
laughing, but
bitch
yeah,
came
we
up
need
on him.
technical
He just moved his
assess
arm.
To Jokic.
He's like, yeah, what the
He didn't do
fuck you
anything.
doing?
And
Get
that
the hell
right
out of
there,
the way
that
from me, bitch.
elbow right there after the ball was.
He wanted his buddy to get out there and get back into the freaking court and get back into the
Please
play
tell
because he
me-
was out of position.
Please tell me that Denver won tonight.
I'll let you know.
Let's take a look. I'll find out.
X will find out. I bet you he's got that up.
Give me a second here.
I'm a big Denver Nuggets fan. They
Absolutely.
wound up losing. They wound up losing tonight because of that bullshit. They lost by 5 to the Suns. I hope that. Get me started.
So what is that series at, X?
2-2 tie.
Yeah, 2-2 tie. We got to hope that D-Book goes ahead and falls awkwardly on his leg. That's what we have to hope
Ridiculous.
for.
A sell job like that cost them. What a fucking joke. Oh, NBA. Stop. Anyway, let's continue moving along here. Grumpy, Alexander Grump.
Let's also talk about how the Mets are the biggest frauds alive. Buck needs to go. We're not winning anything with Buck as manager. I disagree. I think Buck Showalter is a good manager. I think he's exactly what the team needed last year. I have no problem with Buck Showalter. The GM did not do his job in the offseason. Just did not. We talked about it on this show incessantly in the offseason, how the Mets, in my opinion, got worse in the offseason with the moves that were and were not made. Don't blame the manager for the GM's mistakes. Alexander says, my wife just pulled up this movie with Sylvester Stallone, called Lockup. Have you ever seen that, Grump? Yes. It's where he plays someone who goes into prisons to see if he can break out to tell them what the weaknesses are. Yes. And they try to lock him up for good in there, which I thought was interesting.
So here we go. The Colts may pursue a tampering case against the Commanders after
Look at this hammerhead. Look at this guy.
after they reach out to Andrew Luck.
Okay. This public service announcement from TJ, the grumpy old man, Son X, don't do cocaine. Look at what it does to you. It turns you into a fried up carrot face son of a gun like this guy or say.
Oh my
Isn't he
god!
the same guy who said they would have picked Jordan Richardson?
Yeah, Anthony Jordan.
Anthony Richardson. Sorry.
He probably would have picked Jordan Richardson.
Yeah.
I just heard Will Levis is supposed to go first overall pick, so you better be careful.
Hey, that was me hoping. So I would at least gotten one thing correct.
Drill said, I don't know a floofy, but I know a Luffy D monkey. What is that? I don't know.
Trying to think. It's probably, I don't remember.
Luffy's haircut was like he mentally got stuck in 2014. Fucking flock of seagulls haircut over here.
I don't know if it had enough floof on the top of that.
My little brownie grumpy.
Want to see why some don't like Verstappen? Watch last episode of season 4. The winner of the 2021 Drivers' Championship came down to that one race, and it was filled with massive drama. Okay, let's say, my little brownie, you have converted me to watch this show without a doubt.
Maybe if there's a lot of drama, the warden might like that, because she likes that Real Housewives show, which has all drama in it.
She doesn't like anything sports related. It's a problem.
Sports drama.
Goon, we will watch this next time. Make sure you send this to me in the DMs or remind me during next episode. We'll watch. We've got enough of the fan fights already today. We saw Captain Flop over there, the owner, and then we got to see a little bit of the NASCAR. Taylor Swift is only 25 years old.
She's got to be older than that.
I thought she was
older.
older.
I thought she's like in her 30s.
Alexa, how old is Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift is 33 years old.
33.
That's what I thought too. And Drew says here, I guess Grumpy, he doesn't put the emphasis on dad. He doesn't put the emphasis on dad and dad jokes, does he? Nope. Grumpy. My little brownie. Oh, do you already read this one, Grumpy?
Nope. Yes. No. Here's it. Watch Drive to Survive season 5 after the first episode of season 4. After the final episode of season 4. The other seasons are interesting if you've been following F1 for the last 6 years or more. If not, they won't make much sense. Okay, I will do that. I will watch the last episode of season 4 and then all season 5. Grumpy, what were some of the most outlandish sports comebacks you've ever witnessed in real time? Game 6 in 86? I absolutely saw that. The Monday Night Miracle. I tell you what, I don't even remember the Monday Night Miracle. Well, I'm going to say no to that, even though I probably saw it and I'm not putting it two together. Owls Pens in 82. Game 6 in 86. Absolutely Game 6. And it wasn't just Game 6 and Game 7. It's almost like together, the two of them. And you forget Game 6 against the Astros in the National League Championship Series with the Mets down 3-0. And Bob Nepper had shut them down, I think, for the first 8 innings. And then they scored 3 runs in the 9th and went 16 innings. That was a tremendous game as well. TJ, the NFL has a grasp at straws in the offseason. They would be celebrating the fact that if this wound up happening, Kyler Murray has fully put down the video games and is a committed student.
That'd be nice. And not only that, the commies, as I refer to, also called to see if the trade offer for Justin Herbert would be available. Ugh, good luck on that. Grumpy, you don't have a chin either. Go! Drew L throwing fucking shots.
That's not true, Drew. I have 2 of them. So there you go.
He's double the chin.
I got twice as money as everybody else. That little brownie says, TJ, please bring up the video I sent to Islanders Never Say Die fan fight. Snakes versus humans.
Okay, Alexander Grumpy. Cook wants to play for the Dolphins.
No one wants to play for the Dolphins, except Brady does. That's it. Oh TJ, see, the Daniel Jones contract is not looking so bad after all. Right. No, it's freaking horrible.
He's had to deal with his shit for 2 years.
He's useless. He sucks.
Look at those contracts you listed. Yeah, our contract's stuck still. Lamar Jackson, Grump.
Lamar Jackson can't make plays with his arm, only his legs. Mahomes can make plays with both his legs and his arm.
Mahomes is absolutely a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson. Absolutely.
By a country mile.
Here's the thing that makes Mahomes special. He does not run all the time. He only runs when he has to. And it's not about, to me, I don't even look at him as a running quarterback.
He's got a cannon for an arm, too.
It's him throwing the ball. That's what you want.
Oh, I'm trying to find this.
I think him and Josh Allen are very similar players.
I think Allen's more run than pass.
Yeah, Allen's a lot bigger than him, which makes sense why he runs the ball.
And that's also the way they run their offense.
Yeah.
A lot of designed runs for Josh Allen. You don't see that in Kansas City.
No.
Shay says, I didn't say he's close, but he wanted to bring up his stats and how he's playing. He was a AA at the end of last year. He went unsigned this past year. They signed him in August of 2022. Okay.
All righty. Keep reading his comments.
We were just looking at what his progression was. And that was Sorokin in her picture there. Very good. Thank you, Shay. Drew says, well, no shit, TJ. Of course, Florida's hot. Have you ever been to the state of Florida before?
Alexander was talking about DeAndre Swift, by the way. That's why it just clicked in my head.
Oh, okay.
I think that's yeah. That's DeAndre Swift is only 25.
I think it's Taylor Swift.
I know that's what I was thinking too. But yeah, DeAndre Swift.
Oh my god.
Mario said it wasn't a hit; it was a blade to his jugular that did Samsonov in. There were breakdowns, and then Big Islanders fan says there were breakdowns all over by Toronto on that OT winner. Johnny Toronto can't save the Leafs. Johnny Toronto can't save the Leafs. Drew says, TJ, it had me thinking for a second. Maybe that anything can happen phrase that Islander fans were preaching should have really applied to Florida. Florida's a better team than the Islanders, period. People forget Florida won President's Trophy last year. What did they do? They got Matt Tkachuk, who I said was going to make a big difference. He has in the playoffs. Absolutely.
Okay, this is called Snakes vs. Humans. I'll let you watch this here.
Okay. Oh, shit. Oh, no. No! Holy shit! That's how many snakes are up there? Fuck.
Oh, my God.
Where the hell are you living?
They don't look very friendly.
Florida, probably.
Oh, damn.
Oh, that was its tail. I thought that was its head.
No!
Like, holy shit. It's like, it looks like aliens, like when they're crawling the ceiling. Oh, they're all on us. I don't see them. Like she pokes something. They're climbing at you.
Think about how heavy that thing was. Go boom. They didn't even have to poke that thing.
Yeah,
Holy
he's backing
shit.
out. He's scrambling out.
I'd be doing the same damn
Look at
thing.
that thing. Holy crap.
I just don't know which ones are the poisonous ones and which ones aren't.
I just shoot them all.
What would you do if you were just sleeping and that thing just came through the freaking ceiling?
Could you imagine sleeping and like something like that just like lumps on you?
How is that in somebody's house?
It crawled in through the pipe.
Oh, I just love how I didn't even really touch it.
Malaysia. That's another place I'm not going is Malaysia. Reticulated pythons invaded the ceiling of a house in Malaysia. Now it's their home. Just burn it. Oh, somebody's burning it right underneath. No, I'm sorry. No.
Let me ask you. So, if you were told,
holy shit, I'm never going to Malaysia.
Now, Grump, would you say you are like Harrison Ford in Indiana Jones? You're not a fan of steaks?
Snakes.
Okay, I'm not a fan of those snakes. Those are some big ass snakes. They got to be 20 foot long.
Yeah, they're huge.
Oh, they're not 20.
Stretch their asses out. They're 20 foot long.
No, they're maybe like 10 feet long.
Most of their body is still in the ceiling. You know how you can tell? Because if more was out, they would have fallen out. Stop. Those things are like 20 foot tall if they're an inch. 25. This must be a 20-footer. 25. That's from Jaws. That's probably 25 foot.
Look at that.
Holy shit.
Oh,
Look at them. It's not one up there. There's a whole it's like a posse of snakes.
Is that what they call them?
Oh, I don't know what they call them. Don't call me. Magnum BMI.
There you go, Grumpy. James
NFL
S.
schedule comes out May 11th.
Tony Cheese said TJ looks like an Alaskan state trooper on vacation.
Oh, shit.
Oh, Tony Cheese.
The replacement was horrendous.
Yeah, he was overrated.
He absolutely was overrated. If he didn't play in New York, and here's the thing,
he should have made the Hall of Fame.
What did he do best? Hand out the baskets after nailing broads. That's what he did best. And you get the A basket, the B basket, the C basket. That's the way it goes. All depend. Just just give her the ball. Hey, he knew if it might be coming back. And he was smart. You didn't see him get married till he was retired for a while. Now, he was a shitty general manager, though.
Awful.
Part owner for Miami. Terrible.
Miami, yeah, he was terrible. Better player than owner.
Yeah, and he was overrated as a player. Alexander says, why isn't Piazza on the list? I think because most of his career he played
90s.
In the 90s.
I think it actually has to do with TJ screaming his name. That's why he was docked points, because of his fan base. Piazza!
Here we go, Robbie.
Drew said, I find it hilarious that the podcast is getting angry over an AI-generated list. A list is a list. We got to tear it apart if it sucks. I told you AI sucks, Drew.
This is how AI will destroy humanity.
And there you go, right there.
Prince
AI sucks because look at the stupid list they put out. It was crappy. Prince Chicken was a catcher is the hardest defensive position in baseball, and Jeter is the most overrated player in history.
I mean, you call pitches, but at the same point in time, to be shortstop, you got to be able to run. You have to have range. You have to make crazy throws, and you're the captain of the infield. So,
got your comment. It's Tony Cheese sent this to us. Jeter's minus 243.3 fielding runs and minus 8.3 defensive WAR, wins above replacement per Baseball Reference, attest to his weakness on the side of the ball, despite his 5 AL Gold Glove awards. Shitty defensively too.
Here's the thing. He wasn't shitty defensively.
Awful.
He didn't have range. He did not have range. Any ball up the middle was a hit. He was not going to take hits away. Sorry, even the Yankee guys knew it at the end. They even, because believe me, they never say anything about St. Derek ever. The biracial angel, as he was called in the other guys, never. A-Rod was so much better than Derek Jeter, and A-Rod acquiesced to play third, even though Jeter should have went to third because A-Rod had the range. A-Rod was a better defensive player.
What you're saying is you think at Alex Rodriguez's size that he was at third base, the size he was at third base could have still done the same things at shortstop that he was doing when he played for the Mariners?
You realize when he was playing for Texas, he played shortstop. He only
you realize he was also a shit ton thinner when he played for the Texans before he moved to the Yankees. You do realize that too.
Okay, I'm not saying A-Rod at 39 and was going to be a shortstop. Absolutely not. But when he came over to the Yankees, what was he, 28? Absolutely.
He was still big as shit. He would not have been able to move.
He was a Gold Glove winning shortstop.
Okay, again, when he was using the roids and he became big as shit, there's no way in hell he could have had the mobility to play shortstop. That's why he stuck his ass.
He was better.
Okay.
Not even close. When you break down the history of the game, Derek Jeter is not as good as Alex Rodriguez. Sorry. And Alex Rodriguez never get in the Hall of Fame. He will not get in the Hall of Fame.
It's a shame too. And neither
Who
will
cares?
Roger
Better player. Look at the numbers he put up before he went on steroids. Same thing with Bonds. Same thing with Clemens. Before they did the juice, they were still the best players of their era. Period. Because they wanted to be better. Because everyone was doing it. Everyone was doing it. That's why.
How can be better than the best?
Here we go. Ichiro had a hit in his 10th at bat, and his career average never went under 300 after that. Never went under 300 after that. Ever. Ever.
You hear that,
He
Grumpy?
played till he was 40-5. 10 Gold Gloves. 10 Gold Gloves.
He was fast. He was fast. That was. He might as well just bunt it every time he went up.
He didn't even come over till he was 28. He didn't even come over to Major League Baseball until he's 28. If he had played his whole career, he might have had the freaking hits record. That's how good he was. What do you have? 37 hits? How many hits do you have in his career? A billion.
$1 billion.
$1.5 billion.
Well, here's the thing. It was only going to be set over here by Shohei Ohtani. He's going to break that record anyway, Grump.
Shohei Ohtani's going to break home run record. He's going to break all the pitching records.
3,100 hits there by A-Rod.
Yeah, A-Rod. Just come on. A-Rod's better. I'm talking about Ichiro. Better.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about A-Rod. Anyway, let's continue on with some comments here, Grumpy. My little brownie.
A-Rod would get more respect if he stayed with one team his entire career, and that team had won multiple championships during that time. Disagree. Disagree, because New York is different. It's different. You win in New York, you get way more kudos and recognition than anywhere else. Anywhere else.
To win. Toughest place to win. That's why, Grump. Derek Jeter can eat a bag of baby dicks, says Tony Cheese. And F off, Goon Goon. I don't know anybody named Anthony Cheese, so there he is. Oh, no worries, Alexander. No, man, we didn't have our show yesterday, so no worries, my guy. And score by Eberle. There it is.
Right. Eberle scored, yep.
TJ and Grump, because of the Andrew Luck rumors, the Colts may sue the Commanders.
That's just nonsense. It's just a waste.
He's retired. He's been retired for
the same thing as when Brett Favre retired and then came back and played for the Jets.
Been retired. He is retired.
Was he, Grumpy?
Retired.
Okay.
They're not still paying him.
You guys still not want Eberle back?
You guys still no. He's 32 years old? Absolutely not.
Yep. Not part of the answer, not part of the solution.
But I will say somebody who's missing Jordan Eberle is Matt Barzal.
For certain. By the way, TJ, the guy who Jokic supposedly shoved is the new Suns owner after their previous owner got Dan Schneidered out. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they got some new cuck in there.
I'll tell you one thing. He definitely knows how to sell a freaking flop. Tony Cheese said, I guess he could stay in an empty free agent house in the cul-de-sac.
Very true.
The cul-de-sac group. And what a little bitch. Yeah, there it is. I'll tell you. Crack it up 2-0 already.
I think they're 4-0 now.
Love the sponsor, Grumpy. Say no to drugs, or else you look like that idiot Jim Irsay.
Very true.
Goon Goon, Grumpy.
How is that chap Kunitz with the Jets? I read an article today saying maybe he was the steal of the draft. Mealy malarkey. It's what you're going to hear from the Jets camp. Everyone's a steal. I don't know. Here's the thing. We'll find out in August.
We'll find out in August.
When the rubber hits the road, we'll find out.
I feel every team says every player they get, oh, it's a steal, or oh, it was a phenomenal draft pick. It's
San Francisco 49ers GM John Lynch was getting heat for picking a kicker with his first pick in the third round. Kicker. And of course, everyone says, what the hell did you draft a kicker for in the third round? And then what does every GM say when somebody questions their pick? Well, we heard there are a lot of teams were jockeying to get up ahead of us to take that kicker.
That's very true.
No.
I'm gonna make sure.
Who's verifying that? It's made up. That's GM speak for holy shit. I got called out for making a dumbass pick.
I'm just gonna do what I want to do. Drew L. Grumpy.
My Amazon Alexa just picked up that Taylor Swift question.
Yep.
So did I'm off.
TJ reminds me of Keith Hernandez, except lighter hair and a little less hair. Oh, shit. But TJ can't pick up a ground ball like Keith could.
Jesus Christ.
Keith Hernandez was a tremendous player. Underrated. Talk about underrated Keith Hernandez. Absolutely.
3-0 Kraken. Grumpy.
It's
Grumpy.
Grumpy, will you suddenly sell your soul and become a Finns fan if Brady signs on the dotted line? Yeah, I'll be a Dolphins fan for as long as Brady's there. The day that he leaves there, I'm no longer a Dolphins fan.
He'll now be a Tua fan.
That won't happen.
Also,
I am a fan of Tua getting hurt so that Brady can come back and play one more year. Well, I might get my wish. Yeah. Also, which team is better, Rodgers and Jets or Brady and the Dolphins? I would say depending on when Tua gets hurt. If it's early in the year, Brady. If it's later in the year, Rodgers.
I thought he was going to say still Brady.
Brady.
No, because Brady still needs to learn the playbook. Maybe he already has the playbook, but he hasn't worked with any of those guys. That takes a little bit of time.
So you really think Brady's going to come out of retirement if Tua gets hurt?
I think there's a possibility.
You just said he had the damn playbook.
I don't know. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know.
I'm going to say they're probably just not giving away playbook.
He went from maybe Brady already has the playbook to, I don't know. There's a possibility that he could come out of retirement.
I'm telling you.
Why is it San Francisco calling him?
Maybe they don't want him. Maybe they want to lose.
Maybe they want Sam Darnold as their starting quarterback. Okay.
Hey, he did well at USC. Maybe it's the California thing. Maybe he'll do better in the weather there.
Talk about pissing away an opportunity to win Super Bowls. The San Francisco 49ers have been the kings of it in the last half decade, starting with Crapolo, not going after Brady when he became a free agent, then not going after him last year when they could have had him, then not going after him this offseason when they could have had him.
Do you think that burns Brady's ass, not being able to play the team that he absolutely loved growing up as a child?
Yes, I do. But I think he still wants to play for them. Still,
I do too. His dad said, "Fuck."
Okay, if Brady signed with San Francisco, they'd win a Super Bowl next year. Their team is just really freaking good. They're a quarterback away from being a Super Bowl champion. They are.
What if Brady was 50 and signed with them? Do you think they'd still have a chance?
Sure, they would.
Let me ask you this, Grumpy.
Oh God, you kill me.
Can you get in touch with Tom Brady and let him know he needs to come back and play for the 49ers?
He knows my thoughts.
I think Grump needs to slide into Brady's DMs. Shoot him a little message. Hey.
It's that shithead Shanahan. It's that shithead Shanahan who thinks that they can win without a quarterback. If that's not so Bill Belichick, I don't know what it is. What's Kyle Shanahan ever freaking won? Nothing. Nothing.
Good. Says TJ, no pee breaks tonight. Be careful, you don't pee your pants. I did. I took one earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost did it, but Indiana Jones having the time of his life right now, seeing that snake video. Oh yeah, there it
Man,
is.
that's freaky.
And they're not poisonous snakes; those are carpet or
Reticulated pythons. Yeah, I'm not taking any. Big as shit. They got to eat something. Looks like humans.
They'll just pop your eyes out of your head. That's all they'll do. They'll just pop your eyes out of your head.
Like I said, I had a friend.
Boa constrictor.
I had a friend, Carl Clayton, that had a boa constrictor, and it was because he was allergic to pet hair. So his parents got him a snake for, as a pet. And they bring mice and they throw a mice in there, man. That thing, and he just popped that little mice. He just squeezed the life right out of him and swallowed them all. And here's the thing. That thing wasn't 25, 30 foot like the one we just saw. I mean, people say snake. You go in the room, snakes in the room. Snake. No. Can't do it.
Yeah, I think he missed on that one, but that's fine. Ottinger, so hit or miss?
I think he's more hit than miss.
Drill said, I got to tell you, the new teaser of Anacondas looks exciting. I'm wondering when it's going to drop in theaters. 4 goals on 5 shots in the second period. I like Shea's little Band-Aid over the Mets.
Oh man, that's pretty good.
The greatest shortstop. No, Ray Ordonez. No, I'm not going to.
Ray Ordonez.
Not the greatest shortstop. Come on.
I heard that Derek Jeter has been running some races lately, aka the 100 and 200 meters. I guess you could say he's biracial.
Okay. There it is.
That's the dad joke right there.
Cute.
Just imagine if A-Rod went to the Mets instead of the Yankees. If only.
Mets are too cheap.
Yep.
The Mets always been too cheap. They're never willing to go the extra mile to get someone. That's why Shohei Ohtani not going there. He will
French
not.
Chicken Wing says each row had 3,089 hits in the MLB, 1,278 hits in the Japanese leagues, and Pete Rose had 4,367 hits. I'm sorry, no, he had 4,256 hits. Yeah, Pete Rose is just a machine.
Well,
each row only had.
What he's saying is Suzuki had more hits if you combine the Japanese hits.
Yeah, but that would be like saying somebody who played in the minor leagues and combined their stats in the minors with the MLB.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that he would have, if he played his whole career in the majors, he would have broken the record.
Probably could have.
How many years did Ichiro play?
Hey, Grumpy, watch out.
He played till he was 45.
Okay.
Okay. Grumpy, let's keep reading these here.
Grumpy, is it true that Keith Hernandez used to smoke in the dugout? I know he smoked. I don't know if he smoked in the dugout. Players used to smoke in the dugout. I don't know if he did. I know he did cocaine outside the premises, though. That much I do know. Andrew L says Brady could join Al Qaeda and Grump would be a fan. That's true. That's true.
Alexander.
Goon, Tua and the Finns are a better team than Rodgers and the Jets. That's just nonsense to think otherwise.
I don't know about that now here. Brady is too young for Lou to sign him. I agree.
That's true.
Kyle Shanahan did win the 28-3 blown lead sweepstakes as an offensive coordinator.
There you go. There's supposedly a story out there that Brady kind of questioned Shanahan and his playmaking and his play calling because he says, well, these are the plays we're going to call no matter what. This is on the sheet. This is what's next. Says, how did that work out for you in the Super Bowl? And I think that pissed him off.
And Shay said also too, if you look closely, you could see the ambulance on the bridge. Now, this is something that Drew sent us, and I'm going to just tell you, it's a freaking Miami Dolphins fan. Oof, talking about the Jets. I wonder how this is going to go.
I don't know.
So take a look. The project, this ain't what you want. This ain't what you want.
On 3rd and 2, it's picked.
Okay. I feel like it was going to go someplace like that.
Here's the thing. What did I tell you about Rodgers? He's motivated this year.
He'll be good.
He's going to be good, real good. People forget He won 2 MVP. He didn't win MVP last year, but the 2 years previously he did win, even though the second one Brady should have won. Let's be honest, right? But he's only a year removed from winning an MVP. He's going to be real good for the Jets this year.
Here you go, Grumpy. And
Me, when Grumps keeps talking shit about Tua,
who do you think would send something like that?
It's probably Drew.
It's Alexander.
It's Alexander.
Yeah.
It's hemorrhaging. looks like he's taking a dump.
All righty, guys. We are here at the end of the show here today. Grumpy, what do you want to say before we wrap things up?
I want to say love and laughter to everyone who listens and even those who don't, from TJ, the grumpy old man, and Son X.
And Son X, what do you want to say before we wrap things up here today?
Just want to thank everybody for coming out and listening. Hope you all enjoyed the show.
Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning into the show here today. We'll be live with you guys this
Thursday.
I think it's going to be Thursday. Actually, I'm not sure.
Ugh.
I might be traveling on Thursday evening after work. I'm not sure. Probably Thursday. Don't hold me to it, though. Probably Thursday. If not Thursday, it'll be Sunday, I'm sure. But we'll be on, I think, Thursday. I'll let you know. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning into the show. Thank you so much, Grumpy and Son X. We'll be with you guys probably live this Thursday. If not, definitely on Sunday. Thank you so much, Grumpy and Son X.
My pleasure.
Thank you.